baseball.
Tie this game. A ball in the gap can win it. And oh my god, Anki! He hits this one deep to left field, and that is gone into the bullpen! It is a walk-off grand slam! And he's gonna hit this one deep to right field. Doesn't have enough. Takes a strike. And she's going to hit this one very high to left field. At the wall is Herschel. What is straight back from the other rookie, Kramer. And he is going to hit this one. Holy wow. And for some reason, Case is still in the game at 81 pitches. And he gets hit in the face of the Colonels. I should not be laughing. The Colonels said, fine, you don't want to leave, we'll make you leave. So a 2-2 count. And she's going to loft this one to left field. Short porch out there. It's going to hit the wall. And Herschel, what? Look at that. Herschel caught. So here's Ciro Dill, who comes in. And Dennis is going to hit this to left field. De Guzman fake the runner out. Look at this. Wow. What an 1,000 IQ play by De Guzman at the plate. And wow.
Whoa,
What
Sanchez.
a play by All right, we are back. This is the regular season finale. I believe it's week 16 or somewhere around there. It's been a very long week, very long 16 weeks, very long season. Right now what we're going to be doing is going to sim a couple games. Start here as the Monsters have clinched and the Sandies are in the season standings 2 games behind the Minnesota Reapers. And as we can see here, the Monsters have clinched. They are 5 games ahead with 2 games left to play. So we're going to go ahead and simulate this game. And I also need to just take a picture of it. And look at that. So the Sandies are actually going to win, surprisingly, which will then put them a game and a half away from the Reapers and the Nomads, and that is going to be our next game. We have Nomads taking on the Mud Hens, and right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into a call here. It looks like I have another announcer, so just give me one moment. We'll figure all this out in just a second.
Eat Crustland's cranberry pork rinds and taste the authenticity. Folks, you'll want to avoid the island highway this morning. There's a jackknife American that's got traffic down to a crawl. Fortunately, this next track does anything but crawl. Let's jam.
It's game time at Barrel Point. Here we go! Now batting, the right fielder, number 6, Les Wu. The first baseman, number 14, Colin Kennedy. Now batting, the left fielder, number 15, T. Bishop.
Pops one right to the second baseman, and that is an easy catch for the end. Top of the first. So here come the Mud Hens. Flying the bases up to bat first with Cortez on deck.
45.
We got the producer in my ear telling me things are ready to go. Everything should be set up. We're being broadcast to the wide world of this Real League fan base. Welcome to the last night of the regular season. We hope here for playoff time as Cortez sends one high and deep to center field. Ranging back is the outfielder, but he's not going to get it. Home run. Second at bat of the night from the Mud Hens, and they're already on the board. Excuse me, 424 feet. 7th on the season for Tiago Cortez. Here comes Annabelle Dennis.
Annabelle Dennis.
Hitting 320 in the season, 4 homers, 12 RBIs, not terrible. A little bit of that bonus power against right-handed pitchers here. So Stokes might have to be a little bit careful. Don't want to see him get pulled early for poor pitching, as this one's hit to shallow right field, and that's an easy catch out there for last rule. Here he comes, Casey at the bat, one of the handful of superstars on this Mud Hens team. With him and flying to bases, it's a dangerous, dangerous duo. Takes one, first strike looking, fouls back the second.
They also have Jimmy Blake, the second baseman. He was, I think, runner-up of MVP in the first season. First season went to Casey at the bat, if I'm not mistaken, though. Yeah, this one's grounded to second. Rivers is going to pop that one over. So at the end of the first, it's 1-0 off of the Cortez home run. And we're going to see the Nomads come up here in the top of the second. The Nomads, let's talk about the Nomads here, right? So the Nomads, they won season 2, right? They beat all the odds to become champions in the second season. Then they come into season 3 here, and they started just awful. They were like what 1-4, 1-5, and then they went on to this crazy win streak. As Cock is going to have a strikeout there, and now they're fighting for a wild card spot in the playoffs. Like, what do you think of the Nomads? Because the Mud Hens, we can go the opposite.
I think the Nomads, they have it in them to stay in the playoff race. They just really have to commit themselves to it, I think, is the issue.
I feel
and
that.
So far as I've seen, they're not willing to commit any fight to the rest of the season.
Yeah, the Nomads, they're having a hard time, especially against the Mud Hens, who were pretty much a lock for our season 1, as Moon is going to strike out there to end the top of the second. They were a lock in the first season. They were on fire. They had like 19 wins, and then they go to the playoffs and they just couldn't handle anything. And Jimmy Blake here, he was one of those powerhouse home run hitters who actually stole like 8 bases as well. Something along those lines.
I think people sleep on the speed of the Mud Hens because a lot of teams in the SPL are centered around power. And I believe it's the Mud Hens and the Colonels, I think, are 2 of the teams that are built with speed as a priority in mind for a majority of the players.
Yeah.
The Mud Hens have had much more success with it, as that one just trickles fair past the first baseline. Not going to try for 2, though. Here comes Big Bert Ramirez to the plate. Sitting right below 300 in the season. See if he can up that average. Takes a big hack for a swing. He wants it. That one's fouled up into the third row. The third deck, excuse me. And hits straight into a double play at the first baseman. Oh, no.
Hate to see.
Now batting, the second
That is
baseman,
a...
number 22.
Is that a 3
Rivers.
double play?
Yeah, so it would just be a 3 UDP.
For all of our scorekeepers out there keeping track of the game, that one's for you.
Trying to pull up some stats here so I can be percent on it.
Now batting, the shortstop.
Quick
number
first
24,
out.
Janiyah
It's a grounder. The
Nance.
shortstop quickly ends the first at bat of the inning for the Nomads. Both teams on a pace to get out of here as soon as possible. I think they want to get home. Just do some relaxing for the playoff start. I think they both know this is a garbage time game.
Now batting, the center
At
fielder,
this point,
number 46,
this is not an even
Thaddeus
match.
Conley.
And unfortunately, I think the Nomads lost whatever spark they had last year. You sort of saw a 2019 Nationals run, so I might say.
Oh, what a year for them.
And swinging at a pitch at his ankles for strike 3 is a bad way to go out. As the Nomads remain hitless at three innings.
Number 15, Wally Reyna.
I'm waiting to see Yup Stokes. I mean, he
Short
is...
pop to shallow right, and that's going to drop for a single. Great hit there.
He's one of the better
And
pitchers
Martin's gonna
for the
man on.
Nomads, right? So where are my Yups? I haven't. He's not having a strikeout, right? I haven't seen a strikeout yet.
I don't believe so.
I want to yell Yup. It's a staple for the Nomads, and yet here we are, still having yet to do one. Last year he had 53 Yups.
And a bunt down the third base line. He will not quite beat the arm of Yup Stokes to first, but will advance the runner to second here. And here it comes flying to bases. So that will definitely clear space for him to take a double if the option presents itself. First pitch outside. Not going to test the bat right now.
In fact, Yup Stokes has 36 strikeouts up to date right now. And I believe that's definitely top 5 in strikeouts in the league. So that's a lot
I
of
would
Yups.
probably agree.
That's a lot of Yups. We might have one here, a full count, run around second, and he walks him. He's going to walk the number 9 batter. Oh, that was actually flying to bases. That's number 1.
Yeah.
And that's going to bring up Cortez.
That's not the
who
guy
had
you
a
want to
solo
walk
shot.
at all.
No, it's not. He has speed,
But-
and then you have number 2 batter here, Cortez.
I guess it is the guy you want to walk. Sort of in a Bond scenario.
As Kennedy's going to step on the bag there for the second out. Now we have Dennis, who has a power against righties. She's a little tense right now, as you can tell. I mean, they are 2 games behind in the wild card. So she's looking to get some insurance runs here with 2 ducks on the pond. And the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. And can we get it here? That's a... Yup. That's the first one of the day. Hopefully not the last.
Now batting, the right fielder.
Here we are,
number
top of the 4th.
6,
Les Wu leading
Les
off.
Wu.
It'll be good for the Nomads, I think, to see a man on base here. This one's hit straight into the gap between second baseman and shortstop. Excuse me.
Now batting,
Tripping
the
over my
first
own words
baseman,
here.
Number 14, Cullen
And the
Kennedy.
Nomads now have a man on base right on cue as here comes Colin Kennedy. 10 homers, 20 RBIs, hitting .439 on the season. If there's a guy you want to take the lead back, it would be this guy right here. As this one is also hammered into the gap, right up the middle. And they're going to try and put men on the corners here, and they get it.
Now
So
batting,
runners on the corners here.
number
No outs,
15,
and here comes Teal Bishop. I believe he's been on a few teams in the last couple seasons. Started as a free agent. drifted from team to team early on and settled with the Nomads. I don't quite remember if he was a signee in this last offseason or if he was acquired before then. As attempted steal there by the Nomads.
Yeah, I believe he was
2-2
acquired
now.
via free agency in the middle of season 2. And he's going to go down there. Carr gets another strikeout. But that's going to bring up the big man, Harcourt Gaines, who has 12 homers on the season. Guess it's the second to last game of the season. He's batting .470. .470. Runners on the corners with one on. The guy's going to take off for second, and the low throw, it doesn't matter. Colin is going to get thrown out. So now we have 2 outs with the runner on third. As Harcourt Gaines looks at a ball, it's 2-1 and swings through that. Now it's 2-2. And he just fouls this one off. The next pitch is swung on and missed, and the Nomads kind of run themselves out of the inning there. As you see so often with some teams that have a little bit of speed, they will do that from time to time.
But they are no longer hitless. So there's a silver lining for them. They're starting to get their pace back. Here comes Casey. Speaking of pace, he is on a tear this season. As this one is ripped to right center field into the gap. That's going to be 2, maybe 3 if he's willing to take the risk. He's going to slide in for 2. Not going to risk it. Here comes Jimmy Blake. Having an off season, I feel. He was a leading candidate in MVP voting last season, but kind of hit a slump this year as he lines out hard to right field.
Jimmy Blake
Get out there fast.
had 10 home runs, batting .395 in season 1, and in season 2 batted .370 with 9 home runs and 28 RBIs. Definitely an off season for him.
Low grounder to second. That was thrown over to first for an easy out. 2 outs now. Here comes Bert Ramirez. And near the bottom of the batting order now, which the Mud Hens do stash some good hitters down there. So we'll have to see how that pans out for him.
2-1 the pitch, swung on and missed, make it 2-2 with 2 outs. And he's going to look at this fastball right down the middle, and that's going to be another. Yup.
I'm with him. I think that was a little bit low, but
I don't know, man. It looked down the middle, right at the knees. That's a pitcher's pitch.
yeah. Agree to disagree. It might have been a little bit lower, but I think he's got high knees, so could make up for it. This one's hit foul, high to the left side. And this one's hit high and deep to center field, but it's not going out of the park. It's going to drop about 30 feet from the wall. Flying to bases, reels that one in with relatively. Not flying to bases, excuse me. I forget who their center fielder is. Is it flying to bases?
Yes. For the Mud Hens,
All
he's
right.
flying the bases.
That was ripped right over the dugout. A low grounder fielded by Blake. Toss it over the first in time for the second out. Nomads, their woes are continuing as here comes Russell Rivers. 0 for 1 on the day. Hitting .303 on the season, so not bad all around season for him, but has yet to get going today. He's looking at 1-1 here early. The payoff pitch is there. Fastball high and away, and he is out. Another scoreless inning for the Nomads. And we're already halfway through 5.
Listen, I'm
This
not
game's going by
complaining.
pretty fast.
Yeah, I'm not complaining whatsoever. I love fast games. Makes it a lot easier on everyone. Other than commentating, because you have to try
You
to
don't
keep
like
up.
17. You don't like 17 inning
No,
games.
no, I do not. And
Nope.
if anyone remembers, I used to complain about it all the time in season 1 and in season 2, and even made multiple comments in the titles on YouTube videos. Not fun. Now, real
Yours
life.
truly, the Grand Portage Colonels, I think, still hold the record for longest game with the Owls. Was it? Or was it the Owls or the Comets?
That's a great question. Let me see if I have.
Because I believe that was either a 17 or an 18 inning game. As this one drops into shallow right field for a single. Here comes flying to bases. Speaking of, he's fallen below 400 now on the season after striking out early, but he did get on base with a walk. So on his technical third at bat here. Let's see what he can do. One man on, one out. Early 1-2 count. That contact boost now that he's facing that, and this just popped high and deep to left field, foul. And this one's hit right up the middle, into the gap, and drops in shallow center. Runners will advance. Here comes Thiago Cortez. 1-2 today with that solo home run. The only score of the game so far off his bat. We'll see if they can bring 3 runs home here. First pitch away, and that's going to be strike. Swinging.
Well, unfortunately, I can't find it, but I do believe it was the Allens, and I want to say it was 17 innings, which was ridiculous.
Cool. This one's hit straight to left field. A hard shot, but caught on the fly. And that's going to send the runners back to their original bases. 2 outs, 2 men on, as here comes Annabelle Dennis.
Now,
See if she can...
This is where she can put this game away. If she gets a hit in the gap, 2 runs will score. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on the Nomads to do anything. And instead, she's just going to line it to Brock at third for the final out. So we are through 5. Still 1-0, as a deciding factor was the solo shot by Cortez in the first. And here we got Janiyah Mess batting .348 with 5 homers and 17 RBIs, leading things off against Kaku's only at 55 pitches through 5. So he might have a chance to go 7 or 8 innings in this game. And if you're a Mud Hen fan, that's exactly what you need. You need your pitcher to go as long as possible, get that bullpen to stay there, as Mess is going to look at this one outside. And that way, they will get a game up on the Nomads in the wild card, and then it's practically tied at this point.
As I'm sure plenty of Colonels fans remember from about mid-season 1, there was a very bad run of games where the entire Colonels bullpen was constantly tired, and we could not get any hits. This one bounces off the mound just short. Toss for the first, not in time as the Nomads get a man on. That's an interesting sequence there, leading to, I don't know if they're going to count that as an error or just a bad hop, misfielded, but either way, it's a runner on for the Nomads.
And you are right, Peppa. I understand his name might be Coke, but I'm American and I read exactly what it says. It is cock, not Coke. If he wants to put it as a Coke, then guess what? He should put it that way, because here in America we speak English. Anyway, Colin Kennedy with 2 outs.
It could be Coke, Hotch, the
and
Rhoda second. And I'm not sure why you're trying to throw on that arm. That is trying to steal on that arm, excuse me.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the Nomads are doing, but I do know this. They're down another run. Yep, it's still in this game here in the bottom of the 6th. And this one is launched sky high to deep right field. But it looks like Wu is underneath it on the track, a couple steps from the wall, out number 1. Crotch without the R. Well, he's foreign, so sorry for missing. I don't know. He's got purple hair, man.
Welcome to the SBL. We are only cooperating with global guidelines for the World Games when we have those every once in a while.
Yeah. This is America.
Never mind the Nairobi, Kenya Nomads, but
they're
you can gloss over that.
It's just a name. Anywho, here's Jalen Montoya, who has thrown out 2, if not 3 runners, as she's just going to ground this over to third for the final out of the 6th, and it is officially the 7th inning, the last 3, the back end of the game, and the Nomads looking very, very poor. They do have a couple hits, but this is the witching hour right here. The 7th inning, you got the starter still going, and he's going to be in his last gas, reaching for whatever he can in his gas tank. See if he can finally get through 7. As Kennedy's going to hit this one right back to him, to Koch, Crotch, Cock, Rock, Clock. That's out number 1.
Oh boy. Down the line. Man on for the Nomads. And we'll see if they can do something with it. I think every time I bring up the fact that they get a man on, they seem to just not figure out there's a man on base and just start swinging at fastballs. Let's see if Coach can do anything about this.
Here's Harcourt Gaines, and Gaines has had some big hits in his career. So let's see if he can pull through here on a 2-2 count with a runner on first and 1 out. The pitch is swung on and missed. Gaines not coming up clutch.
Number 76, Kevin Brock.
But now it's Kevin Brock, who does have some pop. Not known for home runs, but he can put it over. He's got 4 this year. And what's astounding is if you look at Cox's ERA, it's 5.63. So even doing well in this game, he's still above 5. And that's really what throws you off. Pitching the game of his life, it's officially stretch time. Just kidding, sit back down. We don't have time for that. And it's Big Bert Ramirez. Back to Stokes.
About as easy as it gets back to Stokes.
That was an easy one. Stokes got lucky on that.
We have seen our fair share of pitchers get hit with comebackers and has ended their nights quite early.
Indeed.
And another one.
All right. Well, let's. Okay, that. First of all, that's not fair ball. Only if he had the ball touching the plate as Stokes comes out, in comes Schaefer. So that's actually a foul ball if it's touched anywhere except for on the plate or above the plate. So from my angle, it looked behind the plate, but who knows? Who knows?
No instant replay for us to examine these. They want a quick game. That one goes through the legs of the pitcher, all the way out to shallow center field. It's going to be a single for the Mud Hens, and already a little bit of that composure starting to crack for the just subbed in pitcher for the Nomads. Here comes flying to bases. And if you want someone to put the game away, this is the guy right here, as this one's clobbered to right field, a foul. One-two count, low, 2-2. This one's popped straight back. And straight up the middle. Flying to bases gets a single off that. Beautiful hit. And I don't know. That's 2 straight through his legs. You'd think he'd be able to get down there fast enough, but maybe he's just losing focus. Schaefer.
Cortez is up with 2 on, 2 out. Does he come through in the clutch again? Schaefer clearly is not. He's having some tense moments up there. Ground ball to third. Brock easily just tagged the guy that literally walked in front of him. Instead, he'll throw it across the diamond for the final out. So we go to the top of the 8th. Down by 1 still. The Nomads. 6 outs left.
Number 31, Fred Moon.
Now, this doesn't mean that they're going to be eliminated if they lose. It just means that they are no longer the top wild card spot. And we'll take a peek after this as well, because this game is on the line for both teams. If the Nomads win, that pretty much guarantees them a spot in the
Now
playoffs.
batting, the second baseman.
But if they
number
lose,
22,
it puts them
Russell
back
Rivers.
even in the second wildcard spot, so it's anyone's game at that point.
And very quickly now, back down to 5 outs. As a quick pop out will start off this 8th frame here for the Nomads.
Now batting,
Caught him
the
looking
shortstop,
strike
number
3.
24,
That one
Janaya
seemed to be a bit
Miss.
high, but maybe some home field cooking here.
Wouldn't be surprised. I feel like it might have happened earlier, but you took the umpire's side on that one. 2 strikes here. And strike 3 swinging. Down goes Janaya Mess. And Nomads need to keep it tight here. Only down 1 run, but they're only going to have 3 chances left. As here comes Annabelle Dennis to lead off the bottom of the 8th for the Mud Hens. And all they can really do now is try to extend this lead. As Dennis hits a chopper straight to first base, but that is going to be stopped in its tracks for an easy first out. As here comes Casey at the bat, a significantly less easy out if he can get around the pitch. Schaefer with an outside pitch, fouled off by Casey. Lee facing an 0-2 count here. And this one's hammered right into the gap, left center field. Drops for 1. He's not going to look at 2. I'm not going to try and test the arm. There, left fielder out there. Here comes Jimmy Blake.
Jimmy.
Man who's had some clutch moments in the past, as well as some moments of dominance. See if he can pull something out of the bag here. 1 out, 1 man on. 1-1 count here. Schaefer's starting to wear a little bit. He's getting tired up there, so Nomads might consider change here. This one's hit right into the gap between second and first, out to right field. Runners will advance. So still only 1 out. Here comes Jaylene Montoya. Strong arm catcher for the Mud Hens here. Schaefer. If I'm the Nomads, I'm thinking about subbing him out in the next couple pitches here. This one's hit right to short. Mess to Rivers to Kennedy, and that's gonna end the inning for the Mud Hens. Just as quickly as it started, it's over. As here comes the top of the 9th inning. Thaddeus Conley leading off the Nomads here in the last frame, as Annabelle Dennis being subbed out for Dennis Huff at first base. So defensive substitution here for the Mud Hens.
Look who's still pitching. They are not going to bring in their closer. They are going to stay with the starter, Koch, who as right now is at 101 pitches and now in triple digits. And why not? He gets another strikeout. Why not keep him in?
He's only 2 outs away from a complete game shutout. Are we going to see one tonight? This, I think, on top of this being... Oh, and they pull him.
Are you
With
kidding
2 outs
me?
left, they pull him.
Oh,
Here
man.
comes Teresa Holloway. I'm hearing some boos here from the crowd in Mudville, as the fans not all too pleased to see Koch being pulled this early. Not even this early, this close to a complete game shutout. As this one's popped to short. Easy out, and here comes Colin Kennedy, the last out for the Nomads. Standing at the plate here. All he needs to do is get 1 run, though, and then right back in this game.
This is it. Best hitter on the Nomads team. Or it's possibly the best left-hander on the Mud Hens.
A quick 3-1 count here.
Uh-oh.
Full
Payoff
count
pitch.
here, 2 outs. And the bat is broken on a high pop to shallow right field, trending foul, and that's going to be caught by Huff. And that is the game. Mudville Mud Hens win with a second at-bat home run and nothing else the whole rest of the game in terms of scoring for either team. Still curious about the decision to pull Koch after 8.1, but
Yeah.
12 strikeouts and 4 hits, no runs. It's going to bring his ERA down considerably, I think, from surely very high to a healthy 5.4.
I'm not sure.
Healthy-ish.
what the point was there, but I mean, it is what it is. Cock, you get your MVP of the game, 8 1/3, 4 hits, 12 strikeouts as mentioned. Yep, Stokes with the second, and 6.5, 6.2, 6 hits and earned run. Only you didn't pitch bad, honestly. It was just unlucky. And Cortez, obviously the MVP, second MVP for the Mudhens with a homer, the only run of the game. So good on him. So yeah, we're gonna take a quick peek at the stats or the standings down, and if I'm not mistaken, that will put them even. Yep, there they are. The Nomads and the Mudhens are now even, with the Reapers, Mean Machine, and Sandies all looking on the outside. But
Oh boy.
yeah, this is a very, very tight race here in the light conference. As the heavy conference, it is decided as long as the defenders don't win their next 2 games. Wait. Yeah, no, the defenders are out because they only have 2 games left and there's 3 games back. So it's actually just the light. There's 5 teams vying for 2 spots. So
Which games here are we skipping, Commissioner, man?
so this next game is going to be the Defenders versus Divine, which has no
No
effects.
qualifications whatsoever.
Yeah, nothing. So we're just going to do a quick sim
Unless
here.
Blaze wants to pitch another perfect game.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is there any chance you could go and look at the stats of that?
That last game? Let's find out.
Yes. Because there was not a single run put up by the Defenders.
I don't think.
Oh, this is you're showing a team. You can switch teams. I don't know if it shows stats though.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to actually look at the game itself.
Well, it was at the very least a shutout, and I'm curious to see if it was a complete game shutout.
Let's see, who was it?
Divine.
It was Blaze. With
She got the win.
I just don't know. We can't really tell, unfortunately, but
Oh,
yeah, it's one of those things you can't look back. But we're definitely going to play this one because this has playoff implications.
oh yeah.
The Reapers need to win, and the Owlins are already in. Let's just take a quick peek again. The Owlins.
I think they need to not lose.
Yeah, the Reapers can't lose, but the Owlins doesn't matter to them because they're up 3 games with only 2 games to play for all these teams. So they're already in, so they could take a break, rest their starters.
By the way, I do want to point out how deceptive it is that the Colonels are division leaders, because
they are.
it is very. If you are an AL Central watcher, like I unfortunately am by situation of birth, being the division leader does not mean that you are necessarily the best team in the field, just that you managed to win more than a bunch of other not so good teams. So I am proud of the boys for making it to the playoffs, but I don't want them to get the ego of just because they're the division leaders, they can beat up on some wild card team, because those wild card teams are no joke.
No, I mean, you have the Owlins as a wild card, and you have.
Fans are ready to go at Piñata Bowl. Get on your horse and let's do the baseball thing.
It's not the. I think the Slump Busters are dead last in this heavy division.
Now batting, the catcher, number 10, Josiah Luna.
I am also at a loss here, but here we go. First at bat of the game, a short tapper to third baseline, picked up
Now batting,
straight to
third
first for the
baseman,
first out of the
number
game.
5,
Talon
Austin Greenman.
goes Josiah Luna. Short shot to right field. That's going to be a man on.
Now batting, the second
Gonna hold
baseman,
him at
number
first. Here
25,
comes Brennan Vaughn. Deceptively fast. Hitting 336 on the season. 28 RBIs.
Yeah, King Vaughn is one of those guys that you look at and you're like, how the hell does he have 10 home runs and 10 stolen bases each year? Well, he does. Almost every year he's a 10-10 guy.
You could say he is built different.
Indeed, as this one's grounded over to first. Jones back to DeWeed and back to Jones. It's going to be a double play if you're scoring that. That's a 3-6-3 double play, as he had two choices there. Step on the bag and yell tag, or do what he did there. Throw it on the outside part of the bag. I'm sorry, the inside part of the bag, so DeWeed can throw it right back to him, not in the runner's lane. And for those of you who do not know outside and inside, so as a shortstop, you tell your player where to throw on a double play. So inside would be towards the pitcher's mound, outside would be towards the outfield. The reason you do that is because it's harder. So say the first baseman is playing up on the grass. He gets a ground ball. When he throws it to you at second base, you don't want the ball to be lost behind the runner so you can't see it, or the ball to hit the runner. So if he's on the inside of the base path and you're on the outside, that ball is going to cross paths with the runner at some point. So you would cut back to the inside and yell inside, inside, inside. He throws it to you, and then you just step on the bag with your left foot, jump off to the right, and throw it back to first base. Makes it a lot easier. Just some baseball insight for you.
Now batting, the catcher, number 25.
Here's Yip Yip. The runner on first and 2 outs. And a pickoff. They got him caught, as King Vaughn will run him down with his speed, as mentioned before. So nothing in the first inning. We're to the top of the second. 4, 5, 6 due up for the Owls, starting with the center fielder, Tippy Jacobs.
Oh,
High pop fly, and that's going to be... Luckily, there aren't runners on base, because I believe you can call sacrifice fly for that one.
Number
But
21.
that's going to be out number 2 for the
Rivers.
Allens here. Here comes Zeke Rivers. First out, excuse me. 100 miles an hour still from Chuck Heaters. He is not letting up on the fastball right now. This one's cracked to left field. Coming in for the catch is going to be
Now batting,
seizing.
the first baseman,
Excuse me,
number
seizing
24.
leads. Here comes Aubrey Salinas.
Aubrey
2 outs in the
Salinas.
bottom of the second here. Top of the second. Goodness. Well, losing all my coordination here. This one's popped to shallow right field. I mean, easy out for Kippa Jones. And then we'll retire the side as here come the Reapers. Yip Yip, Slap Heaters, and Big Meg Vankaroo. All up for the Reapers here. 396, 7 home runs, and 19 ribbies on the season for Yip Yip. I believe he was an all-star this year, was he not?
Yip Yip. I think he was.
I would be surprised if he wasn't, I think, just based on the stats that I'm seeing there. I believe some of his off-the-field appearances as well have sort of emboldened his character to the fan base of most of the teams in the league. One of the more likable characters in the league. As this one's hit hard to center field, but not quite far enough. You can hear that from up here, but Constance Jericho able to range over and pull that one in right before the warning track. Here comes Big Mac Dankaroo, and he is not looking happy. I'm wondering what happened to get him this fired up in that locker room. This one's chopped straight to the second baseman for a quick third out. Don't even have time to speculate. He's already off the field. And the side is retired for the Reapers. Here come the Allens. Chip
Number
Hoover
9, Chip
taking a
Hoover.
plate here for the top of the third. Chuck Heaters living up to his name, throwing 96 up high. A 92-mile-an-hour curveball there. Slider, mind me. 2-2 count here, and a fastball inside is going to get him.
The center fielder, number 49.
First out of the frame here. Here comes Constance Jericho. Looking to get himself on base. Check swing, strike one, right to the chest. 1-1 count here. This one's hit. Light tapper to third. Thrown over to first for the out.
The right fielder,
Here comes Madden
number
Chung.
20, Madden Chung.
2 outs, no men on base. Neither team has made a run so far. But we'll have to see if someone can get a little bit of momentum going for either one of these sides. This Chung rips this one foul down the right field line. Fouls that one back. 1-2 count here. This one's low and swing. And a miss. 97 at the knees. It's a hard pitch for anyone to hit. That'll retire the side. And another fast-paced game so far. Both teams only with 1 hit on the game so far.
We love
Baylor
fast-paced
Ruth.
games. That's what we do here in SBL. The faster, the better.
So far, he's not looked terrible, I will say.
Batting, a right fielder, number 23.
Jimmy Ochocinco with a foul ball. Shields gets in there with a strike. And now it's another foul ball. 1-2 the pitch in the dirt. Naked 2-2. And Ochocinco lines this to right field, but Chung is there, out number 2. Which will bring up the left fielder, batting 9, Season Weeze. Weeze having an okay year, 256 with 4 homers and 16 RBIs and 13 RBIs. As he swings on the top of that one, 1-2. The pitch is again in the dirt. Shields' 2-2 pitch is foul ball. And just a weak liner to King Vaughn at second is the out. Last out of the inning, we go to the top of the 4th, still 0-0.
Now batting,
Top of the lineup, starting with
number
Josiah
10,
Luna.
Josiah Luna.
We'll have to see. I'm interested to see who's going to be more willing to score here. Because both these teams sort of have playoff indications in mind. As this one's hammered to center field. Going back to the warning track is going to be Slap Heaters.
The third baseman.
That's going
number
to fall
5,
right to his glove.
Austin Greenman.
Here comes Austin Greenman, who he went on a tear earlier in the season, if I'm not mistaken. He had a couple huge games, and it's sort of just petered off since then.
Yeah.
I believe he had a couple multi-home run games. This one is shot to center field, but Slap Heaters ranging over again.
Second baseman,
Pulls in
number
his second
25,
out of the inning.
Brennan Vaughn.
And will Brennan Vaughn give Slap Heaters a 3rd out this inning? This one's fouled left into the stands. This one's fouled right, but ranging over is going to be Kipper Jones, and he makes the out. And that's going to be the disadvantage of having that massive foul territory here. Or advantage, I guess, if you're the Reapers. That massive foul territory gives them plenty of range to space to range over and grab those kinds of hits. Easy outs. Retiring the side, and here come the Reapers. Bottom of the 4th here. Early 0-2 count. High pitch popped into the gap. Jericho unable to make his way over there to rein that one in. Or I don't believe that's Jericho. I can't quite tell who that was.
Number 22.
Jericho's the center fielder and Chung is right field.
I believe it was the second baseman.
Second baseman should be King Vaughn for the Outlands.
I see. It was just over his head, unfortunately. It was a great effort. It's 1-2 count here. Kipper Jones looking for something here. Breaking ball high is fouled straight back, so he's on it. Just a little bit slow, and this one's blasted into right field, going back. Constance Jericho lays out for it. So used to calling out Slap Heater's name in center field. Wonderful catch by Constance Jericho, laying out on the warning track to pull that one in, keep the runner at first.
What a
Nothing
catch.
doing for the Reapers on that hit.
What a
Amazing play. Speaking of laying out, King Vaughn trying to lay out and stop that one from getting through. Unable to stop it, and the runners will advance on that chopper up the middle. Here comes Yip Yip. Cole Shields still looking pretty strong up there as this one's hit right to first base. Back to second, over to first. Shields is there to field it for a double play, and that will retire the side. Reapers with 2 more hits that inning, but no runs to show for it as here comes Tippy Jacobs. Oh my goodness. Excuse me, viewers, I am tired today. This one's high, 100 miles an hour at the head level. 3-1 count here. And a batter is walked here. Starting the inning, Alwins have a man on. Here comes Zeke Rivers, shortstop. Gonna get himself on base. And we'll see. 102 mile an hour fastball at the knees there. And the pickoff attempt here by Chuck Heaters, but nothing doing. As the runner stays put, even with the advantage to steals. And that one's dusting him off the plate there. Another pickoff attempt. Still 2-2 count. Little dribbler into the gap there in right field. Runners will advance on that light hit, but it's a hit nonetheless. Aubrey Salinas coming in. Runners on first and second here with only no outs. Funniest opportunity to do something here. Even if she can't get it done, they still get at least 2 more chances after her. Inside, breaking ball. Chuck Heaters looking a little bit shaky up there. This one's hit right to short. Over to second, back to first for the double play. That's going to be a quick 2 outs, but the runners be on third. The runner, singular. The speedy legs on third. And this one's up the middle, and the Allens are first on the board here. So the RBI will come in. 2 outs on the board. The Reapers are unable to get out of the jam, and Constance Jericho, not necessarily the guy you want to see here. 1 man on, 2 outs, and this one's popped to left field, but it's going to drop into the waiting arms of Skeezing Weeze, and that's going to end the inning for the Allens, but they do get a run, which is more than either team has done so far up to this point. As we see the Reapers bottom 5 frame, here comes Slap Heaters to lead it off for them.
Slap Peters swings over that. It's going to be 1 and 2. And here he's going to blast this to the right center gap. 1 hops the ball. He's going to have himself extra bases. Chung will try to get it in quickly. And will have himself a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 5th. Big Mac Dankaroo, who is having an off season as well. 0 for 1 today. But he can get that run back here with a single. And he's going to swing through that one. Here's the 1-1. Caught on the black on the outside. And this was lined right to King Vaughn. Number 1.
The designated hitter, number 43.
Babe LaRuth over 1. DHing today. It's going to hit this one up the middle. Rivers gonna hold the runner at second. Smart play over to first. Now it's 2 outs with the runner in scoring position. Here comes Jimmy Ochocinco, who in his last at bat flew out to deep right center, just shy of the track. And that was a pitch. That was a hanging curveball he just rolled over on. And 3 pitches, 3 strikes. He's out. Go to the top of the 6th. Still 1-0. The Owlins looking to try to put this away here
Number 20, Madden
with the top of the lineup coming up. 9-1-2. Excuse me. This one's going to hit down the third base line past the diving Dankaroo. And it's going to hold him to a single as Weeze gets out there quick enough.
Now batting.
So here's
Catcher,
Luna,
number 10.
the leadoff
Josiah
catcher.
Luna.
0 for 2 today. Takes a fork right there. And a ball inside. Pops this one up. Possibly playable for Yip Yip. And he will get it.
Now batting. The third
The
base.
first out here is
number
Austin
5,
Greenman.
Austin Greenman.
Still having a decent year, even though he is cold on the second half. And you can forget about this one. You say something bad and he says, well, look at this. A 2-run shot deep left field. Let's see how far. 411 feet. His 11th home run and 25th RBI of the season. It is now 3-0 Allen's.
Number
And
25.
King Von would come up to bat
Brennan Vaughn.
against Chuck Heaters. See if he stays in the game after that one. He will. He's only at 60 pitches here. But you never know with some of these coaches. It's a do or die moment for the Reapers. As this one's hit up the middle for another base hit.
I'm back to my desk with my phone charged when I saw the
Tippy
home run
Jacobs.
celebrations. I think I missed something important here.
It was Austin Greenman with a 2-run shot.
Allen's looking to take control of this game early here. Reapers on the ropes. They need this win. And is that a pass ball or looked like that was off the hitter? Not going to count it as a walk. It looked like it came inside, brushed her off the plate, but I think it just bounced off the glove there. Yip yip.
Now batting. The shortstop. Number 21. Ezekiel Rivers.
Another 2-men on scenario for the Allens. 1 out. Here comes Ezekiel Rivers. Looking to double this lead here. And a quick double play will end the hopes of the Allens there to extend this lead any further. So 2 runs scored off a 2-run shot by Austin Greenman.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 48.
Reapers have some work to do here if they want to get back in this game. Seizing Weeze here to lead off. Bottom of the 6th. Tired is going around as this one's hit right in the gap between third and short. Out to left field, and that's going to be first hit single for the Reapers here. Here comes Sauce Papa. 1 of 2 today. All he's got to show is a single, but it's more than half the players on this team so far. Strike 1 looking right down the middle. Hammered to right field, and this one's going to be caught on the fly by Madden Chung. Thrown in to cut the runner back to first. We're going to have 1 out here. Here comes Kipper Jones.
Number 22.
The big man on first. We'll see if he can get the Reapers a little bit closer in this game here. 1 out. Ball in the dirt here for ball 1. This one's right down the middle, but he gets just under and pops it straight back. And a steal here attempted by the Reapers. Not sure if that's wise. A little bit outpaced by that arm at the plate, but this was going to be popped and dropped right into right center. Chung ranging in from far away, pulling that one in. Runners will advance.
11.
Here comes Stash into lead. 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. 2 men on. Runners on the corners. I think if there's anyone to advance runners, it would be this guy. Got on base every chance tonight. Quickly looking at a 2-1 count here. And striking out swinging. Down goes Stash into weed, and here comes Yip Yip. Still 2 men on with 2 outs. 0 for 2 today. Gonna get something on the board here for himself. This one's popped right to Greenman at third base, and that's gonna retire the side. Reapers leave 2 on base, 1 in scoring position, and nothing to show for it.
The first baseman,
6
number
hits, no
24,
runs. Here comes Aubrey Salinas.
Salinas.
And that's got to kill you if you're a Reapers fan seeing that. You get so close to putting runs on the board, getting back in this game, and it's over just as fast as that, as this one's hit straight back to Chuck Heaters right there at the mound. Toss over to first for an easy first out. Here comes Chip Hoover. Designated hitter here. Single and an RBI here tonight for him. So not a bad showing whatsoever as he looks at strike 1. Fouls off strike 2 here. 0-2 early. Hits this one right to the third baseman. Over across the first. That'll be out number 2 here. Allen's looking to get out of this half of the inning fast for themselves. Maybe conserving energy for these last couple of innings here. Here comes Constance Jericho looking at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees, then swings at one at the chest. 1-2 count here, 2 outs. Caught swinging again. Another strikeout for Chuck Heaters, who's been having a monster game so far. I'm gonna retire the side for the Allens again. Here comes Slap Heaters. He did start the rally last inning. For this... No, he hasn't started the rally yet at all, actually. He did have a big hit earlier in this game, as this one is a big hit as well to right field. Foul, though. Close to home run status. And he's going again for right field, this time low and foul. And swings on a low pitch as well, but missing quite significantly. To the bench he goes. Here comes Big Back to anchor. 1 out, bottom of the 7th here for the Reapers. Another foul hit to the right side. Cole Shields up on an 0-2 count, and another strikeout for the Allen starting pitcher. Putting in work this late in the game is here comes Nebe LaRuth. Center fielder. I believe he's playing left field today as this one's popped high. And over to right field, Man Chung ranging over. So that's going to drop for out number 3. And boy, these innings are flying by. We're already in the top of the 8th here.
Number 20, Madden
Here comes Madden Chung, the man just responsible for out number 3. See what he can do here.
It's going to take a strike there. It's going to be 1-1. And it looks a strike too. Maybe get the bat off your shoulder. And a little flare over to second base. Papa on the second hop. Number 1.
batting. The catcher,
That's going to
number 10,
roll the lineup over
Josiah
to
Luna.
the top. Josiah Luna, the catcher. Over 3. As Heaters is now at his 86th pitch. Drops it in there for a strike. Down goes Luna. 2 outs.
Third baseman,
That's
number
gonna bring
5,
the big man, Austin Greenman, who has 2 runs batted in on the home run back in the 6th, I believe it was. And here he's going to do it again. Deep to right field,
boy.
off the top of the wall. He's going to have himself extra bases. It's a double, and it's going to put him in scoring position with 2 outs
Now batting, the second
for
base,
King Vaughn.
number 25, Brennan Vaughn.
I'll tell you what, these are some good teams to watch right now. I'm having some good fun, I will say.
Absolutely. Owlins are one of those teams that when they win, they win. But when they lose, they lose. There's just no in between. They either win by a lot of runs or they lose by a lot of runs. Very inconsistent team. And the Reapers, I mean, kind of the same as this ball gets off of Yip Yip, but the runner will not advance. We have a full count, 2 outs, runner on second. The payoff pitch to Vaughn is down low. So,
Now batting,
I believe
the
it's
left
Coach
fielder, number 14,
Akalaka
Tippy Jacobs.
comes in
Oh,
and walks the batter. Now Tippy Jacobs with a base hit can put this game out of reach, it seems. 4 runs in a couple innings is hard to do. One and 2 the pitch. Swung on and in the dirt, but it doesn't matter. Yip Yip over to Jones. Out number 3, so we're at the bottom of the 8th. Down by 3, the Reapers need to do something Unfortunately, they have the top of the lineup coming up. Let's see what they can do.
Fielder, number 23.
Dribbling. That's what he picked up fair. They're going to give that to Luna. And that's going to be out.
As long as it was on the line, it is a fair ball.
They're going to give it to him.
Cole Shields is still out there. 93rd pitch coming up. Cole Shields is having a fantastic season compared to his first season in the league. And this ball is, I guess, right on the plate once again. Luna will throw him out at first. That's going to be the second out. Out comes Sauce Papa, the leadoff man, 1 for 3. Drops a curveball in there for strike 1. A second curveball for the second strike after it was fouled off. And a slide piece. Going a lot of off speed and a fastball high. Let's see what he does here. A fastball low, not bad. So now 2-2. Making a full count. A payoff pitch with 2 outs. Fouled off. Let's play it again. 104th pitch. His last batter is going to be a walk. He threw the slider up and out, and unfortunately, Shields is going to be responsible for that runner, and he's going to come out of this game here, I'm sure.
Now pitching.
We have Everly Strong will come in.
That is unfortunate. You hate to see it, but it's been a rough performance for him thus far, and I think they just want to limit the damage. Or, excuse me. They want to protect their arm. I'm not sure what I'm talking about.
You're all right. Let's keep it
Confusing the viewers here.
And Salinas will step on the bag, so no harm done there. He gets out of the jam, or she gets out of the jam for him.
Now batting.
Go to the top of the ninth, just looking for some insurance runs. It's Rivers leading things off.
Apologies to the audience there for potentially confusing anybody. I am not quite sure what I was talking about. Is this one dusts his feet away from the plate? I don't want him getting near that ball. And a diving play by Stashing the Weed. Bringing that one in, but unable to get the out. What a great stop, though. Incredible hustle.
Great glove, great arm, just not in time. Too much speed.
Strike out swinging. Down goes Salinas. Here comes Chip Hoover. We'll see what he can do here. Hitting 384 on the year. Not bad at all.
Excuse me.
And blasts one to center field. This one's back. Going back. Over the wall. Into the bullpen. A 2-run shot for the Allens. And they go up 5-0 here. And the Reapers not looking too great right now, I gotta say.
It is unfortunate for the Reapers as they're going to forfeit their spot here in the second wild card spot, and they need to have a lot of help now. They're gonna have to win their next game, which will be
Hold
against
on.
the Bombers. What's that?
I will say, we've seen some crazier things in the Super League than the 5-0 deficit being overcome in 1 inning.
That is true. We have seen 12, 15, run innings, so it's definitely possible. I'm not sure what Kipper Jones was doing there, but
good effort, I would assume.
This is a ground ball over to third, out number 2.
Now batting. The right
So
fielder.
down to 2
number
outs here,
20,
Madden Chung.
Madden Chung.
Get an at-bat here against Coach. And a little flare to right side, Kipper Jones underneath it. And that will be the top of the ninth. So we go to the bottom of the ninth, down by 5. You do have your big hitters up, 3, 4, 5, starting with Stashing the Weed. And we'll see what the Reapers can do against this Owlins very good defensive team. this one's hit up the middle. So the Reapers will get their leadoff man on. Here comes Yip Yip. It is 0 for 3, but if there's ever a time to get a hit, now would be that time. First pitch is a curveball high. Yip Yip lines this one hard, but right at King Kong out and away.
The center fielder, number 5.
So up comes Slap Peters. He does have a double. And a ground ball, this could do it. Vaughn over to Rivers and on to first. Double play, that's going to end it here. The Owlins will take the victory. By a final score.
One of these days, we'll have a Minnesota Reapers versus Grand Portage Colonels final, but I don't believe it'll be this year.
Not this year, that is for
The
sure.
Minnesota Chug Fest will not be happening this year, but plenty of future opportunities for both these teams.
Shields with the win, Strong with the save, and Chuck Heaters gets the loss. Unfortunate. Your MVPs, Grieman, Shields, and Hoover, all with pretty good performances. Couple RBIs between the two, and Cole Shields with a nice quality start. So let's go take a peek at the standings and see where we are at, as that's going to put the Reapers, I believe, out of the wild card contention for the moment. It does. It puts them one game behind, so they are in a must-win situation next game. But if the Nomads... Let's see, the Nomads have to play the Samurais. So if the Nomads win, they're automatically in. And the Mudhens have to play the Slump Busters. So if the Slump Busters beat the Mudhens, then the Reapers have a chance. And don't count out Mean Machine. We are going to sim that game, Mean Machine versus the Beavers, because it kind of just whatever. But,
Beavers are suffering right now.
yeah, we're going to put...
They are under new ownership, so we will have to see if they turn it around next year. But
let's go ahead and simulate this game, and Mean Machine are going to take the victory, which means that Mean Machine will be in that second slot above the Mudhens due to the run differential, which is poor. But yeah, so the Nomads, Mean Machine, Mudhens, and Reapers all still fighting for a spot in the Sandies. Surprisingly, nope, they can't get in it now. Now that Mean Machine and the Nomads have won, the Sandies are officially eliminated, even though they won earlier in the game, earlier in the stream. They can no longer win because they only have one game left, which will put them at 13, so unfortunate for them. But we will congratulate the 4 champions, division champions. We have the Swamp Monsters in the Pale Division, the Sewer Gators for the Blonde Division, the Colonels with the Stout Division are division champions, and Heaven's Divine for Porter Division. So congratulations to those 4 teams. As you can see, the run differential is pretty funny. You have 72, 115, 96, and then the 35. But if you look at this Stout Division, it is not very, I don't know what to say. It's not very popular. Does not have the good teams in it, unfortunately. But, doesn't matter. The Colonels are in, right? That's all that matters. Alright, so we're going to sim this one since it has no meaning whatsoever. And the Monsters with a comeback win, putting them at a final 20-10. Believe this is their second season with 20 wins, if not all 3 seasons they have 20 wins now. I'll have to double check. Let's see here.
Actual muscles not guaranteed.
I do just want to... I don't even know if I can look at this real quick. Yeah, I can't take a quick peek at it. I don't have it right in front of me, but it doesn't matter. So now we have the Sandies versus the Samurais. Since the Sandies got eliminated, we are not going to watch this game. And the Samurais are clearly eliminated as well. And doesn't matter. The Samurais beat the Sandies, so both teams would be out. We're also going to simulate this Colonels versus the Comets, as the Comets are out and the Colonels are in. Can the Colonels get to above 500 or at 500? Nope, they are at 500 for the season with a final of 15 and 15, but it doesn't matter as they are the division champions. Beavers versus the Owlins, we don't care about as well. Owlins are in, Beavers are out. And it looks like the Owlins will end their season at a 17 and 3, and the Beavers at 6 and 24. Next up is the Mudhens versus the Slumpbusters, which I believe, let's take a quick peek, we're probably going to have to watch this one because the Mudhens, you know what, we're not going to watch this one. We're not. You know what we're going to do? We're going to sim it because I said so. The Mudhens with a comeback. Oh no, the Slumpbusters with a comeback. Oh my, 13-7. Somehow, some way. So this is the game that probably will take everything here. The Reapers need to win. The Mudhens need the Reapers to lose. Because if the Reapers win, they're going to be above the Mudhens, and the Mudhens also need the Nomads and the Mean Machine to lose. So the question is, do we watch this game? Have to, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. The two brand new teams that came in last season. So as we said, the Reapers are in a must-win situation. The Bombers have already clinched. They are the other wildcard team that we were trying to figure out earlier.
Now batting, the center fielder,
So if the Reapers
number 14,
win, they must have the Monsters and, or not the Monsters, the Mean Machine and the Mudhens both to lose. That's the only way that they can get it. So the Reapers are in a must-win situation.
The shortstop, number 25.
Daquan Richards of the Bombers is going to face Jones here. I believe it's Danny Jones. And what we need to do is get this game rolling so we have 2 more games to possibly play. As Danny Jones gets a strikeout and calls out for his fans, since this is a huge game for all of them. Benson Leonard having a fantastic season, 327 with 9 homers and 25 RBIs. Pops this one up to shallow right center into that triangle, but Papa is going to call them off for the final out of the first. Go to the bottom half, Reapers. Papa Jones DeWeed against Colton Whitney coming up.
Second baseman, number 3.
High deep to left field, ranging back to the warning track. It's going to go off the wall into the glove of Sanford. That's going to be a double here. Reapers get a man in scoring position here, and here comes Kipper Jones. And that boost against right-hand pitchers, I believe, is going to kick in here. He's going to get a little bit of extra contact bonus here. Facing off against the right-hander, Whitney. 1 man on, no outs. 2-1 count here. Got the green light here to swing away. Down and away. 2 men on. Here comes Stash and a weed. So Reapers with an early chance here to get a lead going. Bottom of the first. So they learn from their Allen games. This one's hit up the middle by the weed. And this should send a runner home. And no, they're going to hold him up at third. Not going to try and test the arm.
Now batting.
Center fielder out there.
Number
Letting it come to a
25.
stop. Bases loaded. Here comes Yip Yip. 7 home runs, 19 RBIs. Looking to drive in at least 1 run here, if not more. Still no outs, so no rush to do anything crazy here. 2-1 count. This one's a dribble up the middle. That's going to be 2 outs, but a run will score. So the Reapers do get 1 at the cost of 2, though. Here comes Slap Heater. His runner is on third here, so a chance to bring at least 1 more run home here for the end of this inning. That's down and away. First pitch ball, second pitch ball. 2-1 count here to Slap Heaters. And he's going to be walked here. So runners on the corners with 2 outs. Here comes Big Mac Anchor looking to at least get this run off third. Keep a run from being stranded here at the end of this inning. Would be huge for this Reapers offense. And an attempted steal here, and that's going to end the inning. So forget about even getting the hit. They're just going to strand that runner on third by their own base running errors. As the Reapers get 1 run, but could have had more. And instead decide to try and steal a base that didn't even need stealing, honestly. As this one's ripped up the right side, but a diving play. Second baseman, that's going to bring that sequence to an end. First out here for the Bombers. Here comes Benny Rodriguez. One and two here. This one's hit in the gap between second and first. Both basemen diving to try and get that one, but no one quite able to range over for it as it's going to make its way to right field. And a single here for Benny Ramirez, excuse me. Here comes Amaya Sanford. That one's low, first pitch. 1-1 count here. 1-2, 1 out here. See if they ever swing at this one. It's going to be fouled back. Still 1-2 here. And this one's fouled back as well, right into the Reapers dugout. Fouled off again. We're at pitch number 6 now. Kickoff attempt over to first, but nothing doing there. And straight back to the pitcher. Fast reflexes to pull that one in and avoid getting smashed. That's going to be out number 2, and here comes Callan Valencia. Trying to at least get this run off base. Another pickoff attempt here. You gotta start wondering what's the plan. And he goes here, and they're not going to beat the arm again. So, back-to-back half innings ended with caught stealing. And here come the Reapers. Big Mac Anchor up to bat again. His last at-bat being cut short by a attempted steal being caught at second. And him having to go back to the dugout to wait until the bottom of the second to finish his at-bat. As this one's popped into shallow left field just over the head of the shortstop and rolls to Sanford and left. It's going to be a single. Man on early with no outs as Baylor Ruth comes to the plate here. Designated hitter for the Reapers. Late season for him, 272 with 3 home runs. Turning this game a little bit tense just due to his poor performance, and he swings out of his shoes on that first pitch, going 84. This one's ripped back in the stands, and another stealing attempt is going to be thrown out. I'm not sure what's going on here and why these runners think they can test the arm of the other team's catchers, but it has not gone well so far this game for either team, as here comes Jimmy Ochocinco after the strikeout there. 2 outs now on the board. The Reapers just playing to extend this lead as this one's pop foul. Three-one count here. Oh, back. Full count. 2 outs. Cinco hammers this one to second. Scoops up by Leonard, and that's going to be an easy toss over to Tropicus at first. And that will retire the side. Minnesota held scoreless again.
Now batting, the right fielder,
Another caught
number
ceiling. So we've seen 3
23,
of them this game so
Callan
far.
Valencia.
I'm starting to think about what the record for caught ceiling would be in a game.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if we tracked it up to this point.
It'd be a lot. And there's been 4 or 5 attempts in a game before, so I'll have to maybe go back and look at it. I know I have a few records out there, but I'm not sure about the in-game caught stealings. Yeah, we'll maybe in the off-season we'll look at some of the stuff as this is swung on and missed. And a ground ball over to second, Papa for the second out.
Now batting,
Speaking of the offseason,
number 24, David
some of the
Hoffman.
owners are wondering when we start to see those first scouting reports coming out.
That's a great question. The scouting should be out sometime between playoffs and offseason, as this one is launched to deep right field, and it is gone over the head of Ocho Cinco. A solo shot here for the Bombers, 388 feet for Hoffman. It was Dennis Hoffman, his second home run and 6th RBI of the season.
Now batting, center
As that
fielder,
Well, I can
return
tell you
of
what,
Reina.
the games end up getting a lot more interesting when I stop talking and you start talking.
I just have that announcer curse, I suppose.
It would seem so.
Yeah,
Curse for one team is not for the other, though.
yeah. We'll have to look at some of these scouting reports and whatnot, because quite frankly, I don't even know if I have them built out just yet. If I do, then I can release them shortly. If I don't, then that'll be something I'm working on. Just been pretty busy of late. But with that being said, there might be some changes as well to the format of the SBL, depending on how the owners are going to vote, because there are a couple ways to go about this to make it easier for everyone, but also without losing the franchise aspect of it. As this ball is hit down the left field line, going for 2, and will be in there. So that's Kipper Jones with a runner on second. His ball is hit to the left field, and that's going to get a run in. The Reapers have now taken the lead 2-1 here, stashing the lead. Apologize, I just got sent a video.
Must have been pretty funny.
Oh, it wasn't so much the video, it was more so what was said about it.
I see.
That made me chuckle. As this should be a double play, Tropicus will get it back, and that will be in the ending double play. We go to the top of the 4th, 2-1. The Reapers are on top, but 2-3-4 for the Bombers.
Number 25.
Starting off with Daquan Richards, the shortstop.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 34, Benson Leonard.
All right, Benson Leonard will face Danny Jones. And takes 2 quick strikes. And then a waste pitch. Back to it, slider inside. Steve goes on a 1-2 count. Fastball high is probably going to go with a 2-seamer outside. No, fastball back high and in again. Gets him to pop up. It is David out number 2.
Now batting, the first baseman.
And I will
number
say
12,
though,
Adam Tropicus.
I am going to be doing this and I know I've mentioned it before, but I really wanted to do this, but MLB The Show 25, right, comes out in a couple weeks. I believe it's the 18th, somewhere around there. I really just want to make a franchise on that and put that on YouTube and or stream it, because I love baseball and I miss it. So we'll see if I do that. If I have the time. At
Real
least if-
baseball's back soon, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Yeah, I mean, spring training is happening now, but it's not baseball yet, you know? Baseball
I
starts
see, yeah.
April 1st. Well, March 27th or 8th or whatever in Japan, but April 1st is opening day every year, so or around there, whatever that weekend is. But I miss baseball, and I want to play it, and I want to watch it.
Center fielder, number 5.
Here's Slap Eaters, the center fielder who walked his first at bat.
Ball, that's outside.
Popped up in foul territory, Tropicus.
Now
Number 2. Here's Big Bang.
number 7.
Nope, that's high. Oh, ball.
Pop over the short, out number 3. 2-1 game here, heading to the top of the 5th.
Now batting, the designated hitter,
Right in the
number
middle of this
13,
game here.
Manny Rodriguez.
We're a little bit past the halfway point now, I should say. This one's hit straight to Kipper Jones at first for
Now
an
batting,
easy first
the right
out.
fielder, number 31,
Here comes
Amaya
Amaya Sanford, 0 for 1 today, 276 on the season, and having a rough go of it. 5 home runs, 13 RBIs. That one's gonna be fouled off. Chop at the third base. Tanker is there to throw it over to Jones.
Right fielder,
That's
number
gonna be out number
23,
2.
Callan
Looks like it might be another quick
Valencia.
inning here. 1, 2, 3 for the Bombers.
Ball.
Right back to the field. They might have to go here.
Oh,
That one's going to be over the head of Danker into left field. Squeeze is going to be there to shuttle it into the
Now
second
batting,
baseman.
the third baseman,
Sauce
number
Papa there to
38,
cut it off.
Lily
Runner stays at
Trampolson.
first, but it's going to be a man on regardless. Here comes Lily Trampolson. 2 outs. Top of the 5th here. 1
nope,
on,
that's outside.
1 ball to start.
Ball, that's outside.
Keeping a patient eye here. 2-0. Pop fly ranging over his Yip Yip. And I think he's going to make a play here for out number 3, and he does. That will retire the side yet again for the Bombers. So another half inning and another nothing to show, as most of this game has gone for them so far. Reaper's back at the plate here. This one's ripped up the middle by Yip Yip. Kipper Jones, excuse me. It's going to be out at first.
Number 23.
Jimmy Ochocinco makes his way to the plate here. Reapers need to win this game to stay in playoff contention. And so far, they're doing what they need to. As this one's blasted into right field, out to the wall, bouncing on the warning track. It's going to be 2 bases for Ochocinco. He's going to hold there, gets in standing, and that's going to be a big boost to this Reapers offense. As here comes C. St.
Number
Louis.
48.
256, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs on the season. 0 for 1 tonight. 1 out, 1 man on.
Ball. That's foul. That's down.
This one's hit high and deep to right field. Ranging back to the wall, jumping, and off the top of the wall and over. 2-run shot here. And Reapers double their lead here. seizing leads with home run number 5, 385 feet, barely out of the park, but it counts nonetheless. Reavers sees a 4-1 lead here. Here comes Sauce Papa looking to get some more insurance. Reavers looking dominant now. They had a rough homestead as Papa rips this one to left field. Is it going to drop? No. Stanford is able to range over almost the foul line and pull that one in. Out number 2, though, and here comes Kippa Jones. Empty bases. Let's see what he can do here.
Sorry about that. I had a producer step in and talked for a moment, but I am back. I saw the home run as Jones goes down swinging. And you remember how you said when you stop talking, things happen? Well, I stopped talking and things happen. So
I think it's when the producers come into the studio is when things happen.
maybe. So yeah. So now it's
They'll show up, they say some words, and things happen. You know, they need the script to go according to plan, and so far I think it's going perfectly.
That's well, we're no NFL here. We don't write scripts for games. All right, this is not how we don't have flags on every play ready to go.
Now batting, the center
this-
fielder,
Not yet.
number 14.
Not
I
yet.
hear some of those owner votes coming up could be a little bit testy.
We shall see. We'll just have every time there's not a play that needs to happen, we just stop the game and replay as Weeze catches this
Now
for out
batting,
number
the
2.
shortstop, number
So
25.
Daquan Richards, the shortstop, 0 for 2. We'll get a chance here against Danny Jones in the 6th.
That's inside.
And this ball is fouled off, but not playable. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed way outside, not even close. And then looks at a fastball at the knees. Strike 3. Go to the bottom of the 6th. The Reapers up by 3. Looking for more insurance runs with the 3-4-5s coming up.
The shortstop, number 11.
Ball. That's a strike.
High fly ball to right field. Back. Not a chance. This one's long gone over the wall. I mean, what do you do here if you're the Bombers? 404 feet for Sash and home run number 9 in the season. 21 RBIs. I mean, this has got to be deflating. Like, this is a wild card team. Reapers are fighting for their life to get in. I think Kensington might just be complacent here, knowing they have a spot. Could this be some bad blood they're trying to start with the established team of the Mud Hens? As another run is ripped to left field for back-to-back home runs. Yip now. Blasting this one almost as far as Stash Lead. 445 opposite field. Or same side, I should say. He pulls it left field, and that is, I mean,
Judd Portillo.
there goes Whitney. He's being pulled. Here comes Portillo. But I mean, I wouldn't say this is much better for the Bombers.
That's right.
It's Portillo sort of lacking in velocity or accuracy. This one's hit to shallow left field, and the Reapers have another man on base with no outs. So this thing could start to get away from the Bombers real fast here if they're not careful. Could drop their run differential by a lot, and it could move them lower in that wildcard standing. Possibly close to being out of the race completely. Although I don't know if they're that close in terms of how many games are left, but they might just be saved by the bell here. This could enrage some Mud Hens players and fans if this game keeps going this way and Mud Hens lose, or even if they, I believe, win. If this puts the Reapers' run differential above theirs, it might be game over for the Mud Hens. This one's hit hard to short, almost turning 2, but able to get back in first safe before the tag is applied. With force, I should say. And here comes Jimmy Ochocinco for the second time this inning, I believe.
That's inside. Ball.
Eventful 6th inning for the Reapers here. So far, 5 runs have been scored, and here's another big hit. Ochocinco hits it back to the wall. Lands short, but it's going to drive a run home. An RBI double for Ochocinco as he gets as he gets into second standing up. Another double for him. And another RBI for this Reapers team. So 7-1 here.
Nope,
2 outs.
inside.
Here's Seizing Weeze looking to get another home run shot. Last one left side. Tag not even needing to be applied as Weeze is not the fastest runner out there. And that'll be out number 3. But a 3-run inning here for the Reapers. And Bombers fans, don't look now, but there's still time left for this game to get even more out of hand. So lock in here as we're in the top of the 7th. And this one smashed to right center field off the wall. That's going to be a standing double here. Leadoff man on base for the Bombers. Benny Rodriguez making short work of that at-bat. I believe that was Benny Rodriguez. Here comes Adam Tropicus. This one's a blooper into shallow right field, and that's going to drop. And they're going to send him home. Challenging the arm, and he's going to be thrown out at the plate. Great throw from right field. The cutoff, the run from third. I mean, that's just unfortunate. I feel like just a second earlier on that decision to run, he might have been there, but maybe he hesitated. Maybe the arm just beat him outright, but hate to see it either way if you are a Bombers fan. So 1 out. This one's popped into right field, but ranging under it. And that's going to be caught by Jimmy Ochocinco. Had that great throw home not 30 seconds ago to get that first out. Here comes Amaya Sanford. 2 outs, 1 man on. Just trying to get something back into this game here for the Bombers. Some kind of sign of life as this one's hit into left field and fair right on the line. They're going to send the runner around second to third. And they're going to send Sanford to second. She beats the throw out. That's going to be from Seizing Weeze, so not the heaviest arm out there in the outfield either, so they feel comfortable running on it. Runners in scoring position, second and third, 2 outs. This one's hit in the gap between first and second. They're going to send 1 runner home. They're going to hold Sanford at third, and that's going to be an RBI single here. Here comes Lily Trampleson. Oh my goodness, this game is moving fast. 2-7 now, top of the 7th, 2 outs. Bombers looking to get some headway back in this game. Strike 1, swinging high on that pitch.
Nope, inside.
1-2 count here, 2 outs. The payoff pitch, so to speak, is in, fouled off to the right. And this one's popped into shallow center field. Can it drop? And it's not going to drop. Stash DeWeed is going to get under it with a diving catch. It'll be out number 3, preventing any more runs from scoring and stopping the proverbial bleeding, even though it was just 1 run. And the Bombers get no more momentum after that great defensive showing by Stash DeWeed.
That's a swing. Outside.
Right up the middle through the legs of the pitcher here. Single for the Reapers. Here comes Kippa Jones looking to get another RBI in this game. Possibly 2 if he can send 1 deep here. Fans here are on their feet. And the steal coming here. Is he going to make it? Yes, the throw's going to be low and off the glove of the second baseman. Runner will get there. Another low pitch. 3-1 count here to Kippa Jones. Full count. No outs. Payoff pitch. He's going to be low and off the shins. And it's going to get away from the catcher. And they're going to take third here on that pass ball. Runners on the corners. And here comes Stash DeWeed, who just had that massive home run not more than 2 minutes ago. That solo shot.
Let's see what he does here.
2 men on.
That's inside.
And no outs, too. Don't forget, this is the meat and potatoes of this lineup here for the Reapers.
Absolutely. Here we have the third batter, and I mean, they have like 5 or 6 batters that can easily do it all. Full count. Pitch is down low. DeWeed doesn't like it. He said, "Why don't you pitch to me?" And now it's going to be Yip Yip, who is pretty much. I'd probably say Yip Yip is the MVP of the Reapers.
Now pitching,
As
Chip
Portillo
Haynes.
gets out, Chip Haynes is coming in, and new pitcher Yip Yip says, "Give me a fastball down the middle." No, curveball way outside. Yip Yip looking to do some damage here. Already up by 5. He's trying to put him up by 9. This is a deep fly ball to left field. It's going to be deep enough for a run, so a sac fly. That's exactly what you want out of your 4 spot. Up by 6 now, so we have slap heaters with runners on first and second. It's 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Pitch by Haynes is right down the middle, but fouled off. And now 1 at the knees, 0-2. Right to Tropicus at first, over to Daquan. Daquan throws it in the dirt, but Haynes, the pitcher, makes a fantastic scoop. Call him the ice cream man, as he saves a run there and an inning extending error. So now we go
I
to...
got 3 letters for you.
What's that?
PFP.
PFP indeed.
Pitcher fielding practice. It is important. Get your pitchers out there on first run to pick those up. As the Bombers' first pitch of the inning ripped to left field over the wall for a home run, a solo shot, and they're starting off. They want blood, closing that lead to 5 runs now. And Dusty Hoffman, I believe, just
second home run.
blasting one.
Raina Hall.
But yeah, that's
Raina Hall 0 for 3 tonight, looking to make some sort of an impact here after the first shot of the inning, and that's going to be a dribbler up the stash and we at shortstop or to first for out number 1. Sorry, I cut you off there.
No, you're fine. I was just saying that they're looking to possibly extend like the scoop there. Got them all riled up and ready to go. First pitch home run, and then just trying to do this again. Forget about it. 1 out, doesn't matter. Here's another home run, a solo shot for the Bombers. They are heating up. 406 feet for Daquan Richards. 13th homer is 26th
Now batting, the second baseman,
RBI.
number 34.
And now that's going to bring up
Benson
Benson Leonard, the second baseman. He's 1 for 3 with a double. And like we said, that PFP definitely started something in that dugout. But it's odd because the Bombers, they don't need to do this. They just need to not get hurt and go into the playoffs healthy, ready to go. But I guess this isn't a bad time to try to rally in a game that has no meaning. As this one's dropped down there for a single down the left field line.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 12,
Now it's Adam Tropicus. 6th lead there. Looks like a tiger. Danny Jones is going to come out. And Hiro Garcia will come in. The left-hander. Immediately gets a first pitch strike. Yeah, that's going to be fouled away. We're going to do another 0-2 count. And this one is belted to center, but Hokie is underneath it. Out number 2.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number
Benny
13.
Rodriguez, the DH today, is 1 for 3. With a single, has a chance to extend the 2 outs here.
Nope, inside.
And a hard ground ball, but Jones is right there, ready for it, steps on the bag. And they do end it there, going to the bottom of the 8th.
Jesus. God. Oh, Jesus.
Now Big Mac. Trying to get some insurance runs here before they go to the top of the 9th.
Yeah, get some. Holy.
Instead, he rolls over, and that'll be out number 1.
I think after this game, I'm going to run and grab some water in the brief intermission here before the next game we got.
By all means.
That's a swing. See ya.
0-2 to Hokie. Or is this Leluth? I believe it's Leluth as he drops this one down to the right field line. Just fair. Valencia can't
Whoa,
get over
what a
there.
hit.
And now it's Jimmy Ochocinco.
Number 23.
2 for 3 with a pair of doubles and an RBI. And this one is lined in the left gap. And we'll have runners on first and second, bringing up Season Weeds. 1 for 3 with a homer and 2 RBIs. Let's see what he could do here with 2 outs. I'm sorry, 1 out in the bottom of the 8th.
Nope, outside.
1 and 2 is the count.
Ball. Nope, outside.
Full count, runners may take off. They will not. No need to, so I guess they'll stay put. Full count is popped up. It's going to be the catcher Hoffman, out number 2.
The second baseman, number 3.
Here comes Sauce Papa. And he's going to hit this one up the middle. Possibly going to score a run. No, they're not going to run on Hall this time. So now we have bases loaded for the big man, Kipper Jones.
22.
1 for 2 with a single, 2 walks, and an RBI. He does have 11 homers and 23 RBIs.
Nope, inside.
Possibly last at bat of the regular season for Kipper Jones. Let's see what he does here. He hits this one very high, not very deep. Right fielder's underneath it. Valencia will catch it. And that will bring the top of the 9th here. Bombers have 3 outs. I should say the Reapers are 3 outs away from
Number 31.
getting into the
Amaya
playoffs possibly.
Sanford.
Or at least trying to control their own destiny.
That's inside. That's a swing.
Sanford fouls this one back. And another foul ball. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off again. 3 straight fouls. And she swings under a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
The right fielder,
Out number 1.
23.
The
Callan
Reapers have
Valencia.
everybody in the stands standing up. They are psyched about this. This is a playoff implicating game. It is win or go home. And this one is lined to deep center. And back goes Hokie, out number 2.
Now batting, the third baseman, number
So now
38.
it's Lily Trempleson
Trampleson.
down to the last out for the Bombers. Trampleson hits this one deep to left center field. Will it be caught? Will it be over? It is off the base of the wall. Extra bases. She will have herself a 2-out double.
Now batting.
No harm, no foul, as David
Number
Hoffman, the
24,
catcher, has
David
2 home
Hoffman.
runs, both of them solo shots. Doesn't get much playing time, but he does what he can when he does. He has 2 home runs, adding to the total of 3,
Hit hard.
doubling it in 1 game. That was down to his last strike, 1 and 2. And he fouls this one off, protecting.
That's hard.
And he looks at strike 3. The Reapers are going to take the victory here. And we're going to have to see where that puts everybody, as that is a crazy turn of events for all these teams here. 8-4 is your final score with the Reapers winning. Couple home runs, couple RBIs, and your winning pitcher's Danny Jones. Loss goes to Whitney. So let's see. MVPs, Hoffman, Papa, and DeWeed. Alright, so let's go to the standings here and see exactly where everyone is at. So, with that, the Reapers are still a half game, but only because the Nomads and Mean Machine. So, if the Nomads or Mean Machine lose, alright, let's try to add this together. So, if Mean Machine lose, they're out. If the Nomads lose, they, as long as they don't lose by 17, they will still be in. And if the Mud Hens win, no, Mud Hens can't. They're out. That's it. They're done. Right? What do we have left here? I can't. Where are we at? In schedule? Defenders and Divine. So we are at game 238. So,
I'll take a look as well.
so we have Mean
'cause I
Machine
think I
and the
missed it.
Nomads. Those are the last two games. You know, let's just do this. Let's do this. I'm gonna simulate this game really quick.
I feel like we just simulate all games up to the last two.
Yep, that's where we're at right now. So we are the last two games of the season. We have Mean Machine versus the Gators, and the Nomads versus the Samurais. So let's take a peek because. All right, so if Mean Machine win, that will put them in the playoffs. If the Nomads win, that puts them in the playoffs. But if Mean Machine lose, they're out of the playoffs, and the Reapers are in. If the Nomads lose, as long as they don't lose by 17, they're in. So it is a win or go home for Mean Machine, and it is a win or lose by less than 17 for the Nomads. So do we want to watch both games or do we want to watch one game? That's the question.
I don't know. It depends on how pressed we are for time, and we could possibly start playoffs tonight.
We're not doing playoffs tonight. That'll be its own thing next week, or hopefully next
Alright.
week.
Well, I tried my best.
If it's not next week, it's definitely the following week. But we will get all that all set up. I want to do something special for the playoffs. So, all right, let me do this because this is my team. I gotta make sure my team is good. I understand that I'm already good, but I want to make sure my team is ready to go and healthy, and the players I want to play.
I'm sweaty. Okay, here's another.
It looks like they all are ready. Okay, so that's fine with me. So we're gonna simulate this game then, and it's all gonna come down to the Nomads. Simulate the Mean Machine, who beat the Gators. Wow. So the Gators will finish at 22-8 with 112 run differential. And Mean Machine are 15-15 with a -9. Meaning that because Mean Machine won, the Mud Hens are out automatically. And the Reapers are on the outside looking in. If the Nomads win, they're in. If they lose, it's as long as it's not by 17, then that's it. The Nomads are in. And the Nomads are playing the Samurais. Alright. Let's watch it then. Let's go through this. Let's see this last game. Game 240 of 240. And if at some point it gets out of hand, then we can just sim the rest of the game. But this will be the last game of the season, last game of the night, and then we'll take a quick peek at the playoffs,
Fans are ready to go.
as this is the last game
Golly, this is a
determining
super
playoffs.
duper
If Nomads win,
occasion.
they're in. If they lose, it can't be by 17, which I feel like is pretty hard to do.
Now batting, the right fielder,
Especially with the
number
Samurais
6,
being, what,
Les
like 9 and 20 right now? Yeah, the Samurais have fallen off since Itachi left, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. You know, they're bound to do that, I suppose.
Now
I'm
batting,
hoping that
first
the
baseman,
teams
number
can
14, Cullen Kennedy.
change next year, because I like the way that the teams are playing, how it's just randomly simmed, but I also want to see more of I don't want to see a drastic change where like a team makes the playoffs and then they can't win, like Beavers. The Beavers made the playoffs last year, if I'm not mistaken, and they win 6 games. Like, that's just not, that's crazy if it's the same team. The simming is just crazy in SB4, SMB4. As Cohen strikes out there.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 15, Teal Bishop.
So now it's Teal Bishop, the journeyman. 354, 8 home runs, and 24 RBIs. One and two. And down goes Bishop.
Now batting, the left fielder, number
Here's
56.
R3, aka Ron Ramirez. And for the final game, the Nomads are counting on Postel Snell, who is fitting. She actually threw the complete game in their clinching in the Chug Fest, in their Game 3 clinching game. She completed a complete game. I don't know if it was a shutout or not, but that's who it was. So they're relying on her yet again here for a big clutch moment as this ball is ripped to right field and just foul. As this is Eli Rampage.
This is about as close as you can get right there to that being fair. Probably punching himself right now for pulling that one a little bit too late.
But he'll take a walk instead of a strikeout. And now that is Itachi.
The man himself.
One and two. The pitch is line in the left gap, and that will be a single. Runners on first and second.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 20.
Down goes Cheesecake. Now it's Misky Marshall,
Number
who's
7.
having a terrible year, batting .228.
Ball that's outside. Ball four, take it
And she's going to get walked. So
Batting,
now it's Anki,
third baseman, number 23.
who's also having a terrible year, batting .209, 4 homers and 16 RBIs. Bases are loaded for him, though, here in the bottom of the first.
Ball that's
And I know I said that they can't lose by 17, but this is not how you want to start things off, as Anki launches one deep to right field. You forget about it. A grand slam. 4 runs here in the bottom of the first.
Oh boy.
431 feet, his 5th of the season, and make it 20 RBIs. And if you are the Nomads who are shaking your head, closing your eyes, turning off the TV, you can't watch this right now. It's the first inning. We only have 2 outs, and now King Gooder is up.
inside. That's down.
And you know, when you say you only need 17 runs, you can't lose by 17 runs, you're like, oh, you know, how are we going to lose? Well, that's how. 4 runs in the first inning. As they finally get the third out.
Bad pace to start, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but it's part of the game.
They'll be out of the playoffs if this pace keeps up for, I believe, what is this, 5 innings? So
Yeah, it'll be something
So-
to.
slow them down if you can, maybe.
It will be an abysmal collapse, probably the worst collapse of a team ever, if they lose this game by 17 or
The
more.
third baseman, number 76.
In the history of this league,
Evan
at least for
Brown.
sure. Going from champions to, I mean, missing the playoffs entirely in one season is
Yeah, and not even just missing the playoffs, but you control your own destiny. all you have to do is win or lose by 16 runs.
Number 31.
And you have to, it's almost as if you have to try to lose by 16 runs, you know? So it's kind of like,
All you have to do is either win or lose with dignity and not get the snot beaten out of you. And so far, they're failing at both.
yeah, and we shall see. I know it's only the second inning now, but we shall see as this ball is grounded over to first. Itachi will throw it to Cake and back to Itachi. It's a 3-6-3 double play. And we go to the bottom of
And
the second.
might I add as well, this loss by 16 plus, like 17 plus runs would come at the hands of the worst team in the heavy division.
That is true. That is true.
There's a strike.
Look at the Samurais are 9 wins now.
Yeah, I believe they are 9-20. They are trying to get to double-digit wins. And they're off to the hot start here with a leadoff single. Now it's Pat Dawson, the catcher.
Number 5, Pat Dawson.
No, that's low.
And he's going to rip this one, but foul. He's going to bunt. A sack bunt. Snell will throw him out at first. And Samurais are not playing around. They're trying to ruin the Nomads' season by scoring as many runs as possible. No need for a bunt there here, especially in the second inning, up by 4. It makes absolutely no sense, but
That's down.
suppose it'll do what it'll do.
Down.
2-1 for R3. He fouls this one away, make it 2-2. A pickoff attempt, not in time. R3 fouls this one, possibly playable for gains. No. So we'll restart the count, 2-2. Little dribbler back to Snell, who throws it over to first. Runner will stay at second. And up to bat becomes Eli Rampage, who walked and then later scored on the grand slam. And Rampage hits this one deep to right field over the head of Wu. And that's going to be an RBI double. They're just going to trade places, make it 5-0.
Now
Should
batting.
bring up Itachi, who has a single.
Number 10.
One Itachi hits this one, but foul. Make it 1-2 with 2 outs. The pitch from Snell is lined. Nice diving play by Brock and gets him. Nice play.
That is a... Could be considered questionable by some. He's lucky he got that out there.
The second baseman, number
Otherwise, there'd be
22,
a lot of
Russell Rivers.
questioning eyebrows being raised.
Pitch high.
Here's
I'm not even quite sure how I feel about that, honestly.
here's Russ Rivers facing Sean Lasagna.
High. Nope, low.
Rivers having an okay year, 298, 12 homers, 27 RBIs. I know that's great for some players, but for Rivers, it's just okay. As he's used to batting like 350 to 400.
Ball four,
And
take
here
it
he'll take a walk. Upset about it.
Now batting. The
But we need
shortstop,
runners on,
number
so
24,
let's
Janiyah
get on base,
Mess.
really. Here's Mess, which is the surprise of the Nomads this year, batting 342. She, I believe, batted under 300 both seasons. And here she's going to ground up to Marshall. And, oh no, an error by
Now
Cheesecake
batting,
at shortstop.
center fielder, number 46,
Seemed to be a good
Benji
feed.
Conley.
And now both runners are safe. So we have runners at first and second, and up to bat is Thaddeus Conley, the center fielder. Who's going to launch this one, but foul.
That's foul.
Sigh of relief there for Sean Lasagna.
Absolutely.
Danger goes back to the dugout there.
Right fielder, number 6.
Big strikeout for Lasagna. Here comes Les Wu. Still 2 men on, 1 out. That one inside, trying to dust Wu off the plate. I'm not sure what's up with that. Strike 1. Low curve, swung out and missed. This one's right near the shoulders. Foul. Out to the right side. This one's fouled back into the dugout. 1-2 count here. Broken bat as this one's blooped into shallow right field. And almost getting the double play there with the throw back to first. Was sending it to cover, but a little bit late on that throw. It's Colin Kennedy up to bat now. 2 outs here for the Nomads. 2 men on. This one's hit right to shortstop. Cheesecake over to Itachi, and that's going to be out number 3. Nomads back to the dugout. With 2 men stranded on base. That's going to bring up Samurai. So 5-0 now. Here's Cheesecake. Looking to extend this Samurai's lead. And like we said, all the Nomads have to do in this game to stay in the playoffs is to win or lose by less than 17 runs. It's the 3rd inning, and the Samurai have already put up 5 runs, so they're in pace to potentially put the Nomads out of playoff contention if they keep this up. Samurai season is done regardless of this. But they could be the ultimate spoil sports, I believe, of the league this season if they pull this off, as this one's hit just shallow left field. Easy play for Janai MS to walk back a couple yards and pick that one up out of the sky. Out number 2. Here comes Miskey Marshall. 0-1 thrown here. Foul. 2-1 count here, Miskey. All 3. And this one's foul back, so a full count here, 2 outs. The payoff pitch is going to be low. This is Anki. Excuse me, I'm not sure why I thought that was Miskey. Another misspeak on my behalf. Here comes King Gooder. And this one's hit to left field, but foul. Shallow left field. This one drops for a base hit. Runners advance with 2 outs. So 2 men on, and here comes the power hitter Emilio Whitaker. He's got 1 single today, 8 home runs on the season. First pitch low. Ball 1. Low, but swung on. 1-1 count here. Strike 2 goes through looking. 2-2 count here with 2 outs. The pitch is low. Hit up the middle by Whitaker. Over the second base bag, and bases loaded now for the Samurai. As here comes the rookie, Pat Dawson. And we'll see if they make a decision to pull him here in favor of putting a better hitter in.
Number 55.
Well, there is a sub, and it's Alvin Schaefer. Pat Dawson hitting 136 on the season with no home runs and 2 RBIs. Can he be the hero here, though, and get his first home run of the season in the last game? In a moment like this. Strike 3 in the dirt, swinging, and it's going to be out number 3 as he throws the ball to first to get the out. So drop 3rd strike, but it will not matter as the out is got anyway. The side is retired, and the threat of another grand slam is stopped. So here come the Nomads to try and get back in this game. Pop fly to shallow left field. And now the Nomads can lose this game. They just have to lose by 16 runs or less. And that's the issue. This early in the game, it's 5-0. So unless they put their shoes on and start trying real hard, they're not scoring enough runs to get back in this game. What they can do is play good enough defense to not get bounced as hard as they are right now. In which case, maybe they'll make the playoffs. 2 outs here for the Nomads. sharp shot over to Anki at third, and that's going to be right over to first to Itachi. Out number 3. Nomads go down again without a single man reaching the base. Amar Namir is up to the plate now for the Samurai, leading off the batting order. Last time, 3 runners left on base. Let's see if they can prove here. Here's a high fly ball to left field. It's going to be rain in and caught by Till Bishop there. I'm going to send him back to the dugout as Eli Rampage takes to the plate now. He's got a double, an RBI, and a walk so far in this game, hitting .392 on the season. Low outside, ball 1.
That's a strike. Strike out. You're out.
Strikeout for Schaefer. And Eli Rampage back to the dugout. And here comes Itachi. 2 outs. He's got a single tonight, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Not a great season for the... It was an all-star hitter. And a comebacker straight to Schaefer, but Itachi too slow to beat the throw out. And that's going to be out number 3 for the Samurai.
The designated hitter, number 31.
Here comes Fred Moon, the DH for the Nairobi. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. The Nairobi Nomads.
Ball that's low. That's a strike. Yup, outside.
Here's Fred Moon. 2-2 count. Fallon to stay alive. And yet again another foul.
Nope, that's outside.
And he's going to take a walk.
Now batting, the
That'll bring
second
up Russ
baseman,
Rivers,
number 22,
second baseman.
Russell Rivers.
Runner's going to take off for second, and he's safe. Russ Rivers now has a chance with a duck on the pond to at least stop any kind of bleeding at 5-0.
You bet that's a strike. Oh.
And this ball is hit to R3 and caught.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 24, Janaya Mess.
It was Janaya Mess with the runner on second. Line this one down the left field line, and that's going to be extra bases and an RBI. Actually, not extra bases. She can stop at first, but she does get an
Now
RBI,
batting,
so
the center fielder,
make
number
it 5-1.
46, Thaddeus Conley.
That is Conley. 0 for 1 today. Fouls this one off. And there he goes. Down
Now batting,
on
the
strikes,
right
out number
fielder,
2.
number 6, Les Lou.
Let's go.
That's inside.
This ball is launched to right field. Back at the track, at the wall. Gooder catches it, but off of the wall. It'll be a double.
Now
So we have
batting,
two
the first
runs,
baseman,
2
number
runners
14, Cullen Kennedy.
on second and third. Here's Colin Kennedy. Oh, and 2 quickly. And now it is hit to the right side of Tachi with a nice dive. Throws it over to Lasagna, and PFP prevails there. So they do stop any extra runs. Going to the bottom of the 5th, the Samurais are up 5-1.
Stop number 20.
Ball.
Cheesecake will lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th. And this is hit, but foul.
Ball that's inside. You're out.
Now batting.
after the strikeout, it's going to be
Number
Miski.
7.
Strike.
Ball in the dirt, make it 1-2. Schaefer's pitch. Inside, 2-2. And down she goes. Out number 2. Schaefer's pumped up. Here's Anki, who
Number
has a
23.
grand slam and a walk.
That's low.
Here he's going to hit it off the end of the bat to Rivers, out number 3. So we're to the top of the 6th. The Nomads seem to be in a groove finally.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 50, Teal Bishop.
Ground ball to second. Marshall, out number 1.
Now batting, the catcher, number 23, Harcourt Gaines.
Harcourt Gaines is going to roll this one over to first base. Hitachi with more PFP was on down number
Now
2.
batting, third baseman, number 76, Kevin Rock.
Strike.
This ball is hit foul.
Hi.
This is KB. Ground ball over to Anki. And that'll be the final out of the 6th for the Nomads. Going to the bottom of the 6th, the Samurais. 7, 8, 9 due up.
Now batting, a right fielder, number 31.
Now pitching, Fly Sesame.
Sesame is going to come in for Schaefer. Here's King Gooder to
Nope,
face him.
that's outside.
This ball's hit deep to left field. Right at the wall is Bishop, out number 1.
Batting, a designated hitter, number 18, Amelia Whitaker.
It's going to bring up Whitaker as she launches this one down the left field line to foul.
That's out.
Now batting, a catcher, number 5, Pat Dawson.
Dawson, the rookie here, looking to make some sort of an impact in this last game of the season. Maybe get some kind of momentum going for next season. As a dribbler up here to second base, and easy throw out to first for out. Number 3 sends him back to the dugout in dismay.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number
So
31.
Dawson unable to get on base again, and that already low batting average is going to sink even lower to quite possibly one of the lowest ones we've seen on record in the season, with more than 100 at bats. I think would not be a stretch to say, or more than 50 at bats at least. The seasons are not that long.
Striking, you're out.
Strike
Now
through
batting,
looking
the
here.
second baseman, number 22, Russell
Out number
Rivers.
1 there for the Nomads. Here comes Russell Rivers.
Oh,
First pitch swing and
ball
foul.
low. That's low. Ball.
batting, the shortstop, number 24, Janaya Mess.
Now pitching, Kendall Lewis.
Out comes Azani, in comes Kendall Lewis here in the top of the 7th. It's Mess who will get the facer. And she's going to foul this off, make it 0-2 quickly. Pick off, and they're going to get him. I believe that is Kennedy with another pickoff. Down goes his mojo. And it's alright with the Nomads because it doesn't matter if they win or lose as long as it's not by 16 or more.
Inside.
They are in the driver's seat. They control their own destiny, trying to go back to back. And this ball's grounded over to second. Marshall throws on over. Out number 1. It is stretch time. Everybody stand up, get some stretches in. And come on back.
The left fielder, number
It is
56.
4-3, leading things off for the Samurais against Ply Sesame.
Nope, nope, that's high.
This ball is hit over to third. Out number 11.
Fielder, number 4.
Eli Rampage, 1 for 2 with a double, walk, and an RBI. Having a fantastic year. 388, 10 homers, 22 RBIs. He's going to pop this one up, possibly playable in right field. And it looks like it is. It's Wu out number 2.
Batting, the first baseman, number 10.
That's down.
Hitachi with 2 outs. He's going to line this one up the middle for a base hit.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 20.
Nope. Nope, inside.
Cheesecake on a 3-1 count takes strike 2, so the runner's going to take off on a full count here with 2 outs, and down goes Cheesecake. So the Nomads will get out of there. Top of the 8th, 6 outs to go, and they can celebrate going
Center
back
field, number
to the
46,
playoffs for
Thaddeus
season 3.
Conley.
Little dribbler back to the pitcher Lewis. Out number 1.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 6, Les Wu.
Well, you say that, but you could quite well be in for a 12-run inning.
It is possible. But they would have to do it in the bottom of the 8th, so it just all depends on how this is going to
Now
play out
batting,
here.
the first baseman, number 14, Colin.
I think if I'm the
City.
Samurai, and I know my season's ending, but I can make another team miserable and feel like I won something, I'm subbing in my best power hitters, everyone I need, sub out my weaker hitters, get power hitters in there, contact hitters, whatever I need to do, get people on base, and get runs, as many as I can. On number 3 there for the Nomads, and unless they have a catastrophic meltdown here with these last 3 outs, they are wild card bound.
Headshot.
Yep, and
And playoff bound for, I believe, the 3rd year straight.
yeah, I'd have to look back at that, but if I remember correctly, the Nomads would be the number 1 seed, and Mean Machine would be number 2, which means it should be Mean Machine versus Gators and Nomads versus Monsters, which will be a rematch of the championship series, the Light Conference Championship Series last year. And the Gators will take on the Mean Machine, who, for some reason, Mean Machine has always dominated the Gators. But it'll be the first playoffs that the Gators are in in all 3 seasons, and Mean Machine will be making it in 2 of the 3.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 31.
So now it is King Gooder, who's 1 for 3. Down to their last out for 17 runs. Which I don't think they are going to get, which is good news for the Nomads. And here's a pop up. So there it is, the Nomads can congratulate each other. Everyone is happy. The Nomads are in, the Reapers are out.
Now batting,
And
the left
no matter
fielder,
what
number
happens
15,
here,
Teal
the
Bishop.
Nomads will finally be able to take a deep breath as they are heading back to the playoffs to face the Monsters in the first round, which
Now
is
batting,
scary
the catcher,
in
number
itself because the
23,
Monsters are not a
Harcourt
team you want to play,
Gaines.
ever.
That's a befitting name for that team at the moment, I will say.
Absolutely. And down goes
Now
Gaines.
batting, the third
Now
baseman,
comes
number
KD.
76, Kevin Rock.
And after all of this, we will look at all the stats, all the standings, and advance into the playoffs to see what teams are playing what the schedule will be like, and how and when we will get to it. So stay tuned for that. As KB pops this one up. And the catcher Dawson underneath it, out number 3. And the Samurais are going to go ahead and win it for, I believe, their 10th win. By a final score of 5-1. Let me get through this here quickly. The win goes to Wazania, the loss goes to Snell. Anki, Wazania, and Rampage are your MVPs, and we shall see what the season has in store for us here. So there are no more games left, as you can see. So we'll go into the season standings. Once again, the Monsters... Oh, actually, the Gators did better than the Monsters. So the Gators... Oh, no, that's right. I was right. That's right. So, the Monsters win the Pale Division. The Gators win the Blonde Division. Heaven's Divine wins Porter. And the Colonels win the Stout. Best overall team this year, I guess, would go to Heaven's Divine. The Gators have the best run differential. Wildcard standings, Mean Machine came up on top because the Nomads lost. And because the Nomads have the same record as the Reapers and Mudhens, it goes by run differential, as you can see there. Plus 18, plus 5, and minus 36. So it's not happening for them. And on the other side, you have Kensington Bombers, who have clinched for quite some time, and the Owlins, who clinched for a week now, and the rest of the teams that are all negatives, which is funny to see. The only 4 positive teams on the Heavy Conference made the playoffs. The rest are all negative. But congratulations to these 8 teams: the Gators, the Monsters, Mean Machine, Nomads, Divine, Colonels, Bombers, and Owlins. And we'll take a quick peek at the league leaders. So if we were to not vote as a league, MVP would go to Jackson Achilles, who has a 395 average, 21 homers, 44 RBIs, 14 walks. KK 441 with 15 homers, 30 RBIs. Brick Tamlin 446, 16 homers, 40 RBIs, and so on and so forth. That is a lot of wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Divine players in the top 10. 2 Gators, 1 Monster, and 1 Slump Buster. That's insane. Yeah, absolutely, Peppa. Divine is built perfectly for the chaos of SMB4. It's, yeah. Your batting champion this year is Yusuf McLean, who I'm pretty sure was a halfway free agent pickup 4
Yeah,
divine.
he was.
And so he wins it by 4 points over Pedro Serrano. Home runs goes to Jackson Achilles, 21. Now, to put this into perspective, let's go into season 1. The most home runs in season
Going to
1.
our archives.
The most home runs in season 1 was 11.
I believe it was Jorge de Guzman.
It was, no, well, Jorge had 10, but it was Hemming Fields with 11.
Oh, that's right.
But it was only Fields, Casey at the bat, Jimmy Blake, and Jorge de Guzman who had 10 home runs or more. Now we go to season 2. Again, only one person had double-digit home runs, Griffin Caldwell with 11.
What happened to that guy? Jesus.
And now we are in season 3 in SMB 4, and we have 30 fucking players that are all, look at this, the top 10 are 21, 18, 17, 16, 16, 15, 14, 13, and 12. Stephen Duke and Noel Ahmed made it. Pedro
Who was
Serrano
also,
with
I believe, a
18.
mid-season trade acquisition for
He
the
was.
Cardinals.
Indeed, Daquan Richards. So look at again 4 divine with 10 plus home runs.
I also want to point out, second-year player, I believe, Vern Bull, sitting at 10th on the batting average this season. So
He is. The sophomore slump did not come to see him this year. Hold on, we gotta wait a second here as there are some ads playing and I didn't even know. So I will wait for 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Evermore Wireless with 50%
But the
more
RBIs
talk
as well,
calls.
divine with
That's
1, 2,
freedom.
3, 4,
Evermore
5
Wireless.
players in RBIs. That's crazy.
Hey, folks, 13th caller gets tickets to the new film Gravy
And
Ghost,
hopefully
the
in the next
movie. It's gonna be
week I
great.
can get all these stats out. We'll vote
How
for
can it
MVP
not be
and
when it stars
I know end of season
Chris?
awards
He's
and
the
stuff.
best.
This is gonna take some time. 30 seconds left on the ads for those who are in the ads. I'll snooze the next shouldn't have any more ads the rest of the stream. Because shouldn't be more than 15-20 minutes and I can snooze for 5 minutes apiece. There we go. Next ad is in 20 minutes, so we're fine. So let's go to on base percentage, hardcourt gains with almost every other 495. So he was on every other at bat, which is crazy. Yusuf McLean with the slugging, and then OBPS, Yusuf McLean as well. Hardcourt gains, Pedro Serrano. It's the same couple names as you see. The hits, KK with 64. And remember, we only play 30 games. So he had double 2 hits in each game essentially. Same thing with Pedro Serrano and Tamber, Brick Tamlin. They're all getting around 2 hits. Vern Bowl there with 51. Extra base hits, Vern Bowl with 25. Jackson Achilles 28, KK 27. Bunch of divine, as most of these are home runs anyway. And strikeouts.
It's so insane.
Wow.
So insane how that team is built.
It really is. Ronald McDonald with 41 strikeouts. And Sabrina Mashington, 35. The rookie, Aries Olympus, at 34. And, yeah, it's a lot of
Just want
strikeouts.
to point out, this is the amount of times that you struck out as a batter. For anyone who may have heard 40 strikeouts, be like, oh, that's not bad for a pitcher. No. He struck out 40 times at bat this season.
Yeah, and again, we played 30 games, so he struck out at least 1.2 times a game. So every game he struck out once, with 10 games striking out twice. That's insane. Insane.
And that's just the average. He could have had like a 5 strikeout game and then not struck out for like 2 games.
Yeah, that's insane. We'll go to the last one. Willie Mays Hayes with the most stolen bases with 15. Justin Gleaves and Stashing the
Gross.
Weed at 5. Cotton Stealing. Vern Bowl. Crazy that he had 9 stolen bases this year. 40 runs scored with KK, 39 with Yusuf, 37 with a few players. So, yeah, overall, lots of offense. We'll go to the pitching. Wins goes to Kenny Powers with 7. Jordan Fields, certain straining, and a bunch at 5. Earned run average. Dean Deputy with a 1.49 ERA. We've only seen a handful of games with the Slump Busters this year. But I gotta say, 1.49, that is impeccable.
It's time for another
Holy
Power
cow.
Pair. This time brought to you
If
by the
he
Golden
doesn't get...
Dumpster all-you-can-eat buffet.
I can't
Power
remember what it
Pairs.
is. If he doesn't get the Cy Young Award, well, I don't remember what we put as the pitching award. But, yeah.
No, nor do I, unfortunately.
if he doesn't get it, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how. Let me see here. What did we put the award thing as? The Golden Noodle. That's what it is. The Golden Noodle Award.
I thought it was like an Iron Arm, something silly like that.
Yeah, the Golden Noodle.
Tungsten Arm Award.
Edwin Floyd with a 218. Hartman. So these are starters. Deputy, Floyd, Harding, Fields, Powers, and Blaze, and striker about 4. Concentrado. Is he a starter or is he a reliever? I can't remember, but I know Hartman is a reliever. But the saves go to Felipe Bravo, Nicholas Crawford, and Ash Harmon. Strikeouts, Kenny Powers. Wow. Kenny Powers beat Blaze 74-73, which is insane. That both of them got even 70 plus strikeouts. But Dean Deputy with 57 strikeouts, he did have an opponent's batting average of 170, under 200, like that's crazy. And a whip of .81. A lot of crazy statistics this year. The strikeout to walk ratio. Landon Cross with a 40 strikeouts to 1 walk. That's that ratio. Leo Concentrado is also 39 to 1. That's insane. Judah Duffy
He
with a
was pretty
19.
good for us this year. I would like to point out too, Leo Concentrado is a dual starting and relief pitcher.
Gotcha.
So he does get he does get, I wouldn't say considerably more reps in at pitcher, but he does get more chances to throw than most pitchers would. So his stats can be either very one-sided in a good way or in a very bad way.
Right. So Donovan Hartman gets your strikeouts in 9 with 13.13. Kenny Towers at 12.57. The walks, Leo Concentrado crazy at .19. Judah Duffy 0.24. Landon Cross 25. So crazy statistics there. Actually, I should probably have just taken screenshots of all these as we were going through. Made it easier on myself. Do that really quick while we're here. And then I believe that is it. So we will go ahead and click the playoffs here. And our first game when we start playoffs will be the Bombers versus the Colonels. That'll be the
Oh,
first
boy.
game played, as we have the number 2 seed Colonels home to the number 3 seed Bombers.
Let's jam.
And then I believe it goes to the Monsters versus Mean Machine. Let me just double check here. I guess we can't. But I believe it just goes across, so we'll just say that. But anyway, Monsters will take on the Mean Machine. So I guess I was wrong. Somehow Mean Machine got the 3rd seed and Nomads got the 4th seed, which I don't know how that happened. Oh, that's right, because the Nomads lost. That's why. That is why. So the Nomads will take on the Gators. Divine will take on the Owlins, which that is going to be a really good series there. I think the heavy conference here, the Colonels versus the Bombers, and Divine versus the Owlins, is going to be really good games. I don't think the Monsters versus Mean Machine is going to be good. The Monsters should sweep that, and the Gators and the Nomads. The Gators historically have beat the Nomads, but we will see. We will see. It's playoffs. It's a completely different thing. And so, yeah, heavy conference I'm definitely looking forward to. All games will be played. We'll watch all games in the playoffs. So, looking forward to that. And hopefully we can get all of these played in about 2 weeks and then start the off season. So, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything left to do except for thank you for this whole season. I know it's been a long one, over quite some time. It's been a crazy year in my life and stuff, so trying to get games in and announcing and all that stuff is very far and few between. So thanks for watching, thanks for helping out, being interactive, everybody, and no thank you for announcing.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
It's always a joy.
I will get everything I can set up. I would like to try to do something for the playoffs. I would like to get all the stats in as quick as possible. It's going to take me a couple days at least. And I would like to try to get the awards going as well as soon as possible. And then from there, we will continue to the off season. So, what do you think, Milk? What's going on? Who do you think is going to win it all? Who do you think the series?
I think the Divine are the team to beat. Honestly,
Divine is the team to beat.
that is my opinion.
So you think Divine?
They just have the most talent overall. They have, in my opinion, the best offense in the entire league. I think it's just statistical. They have the most MVP candidates. They have arguably the best pitcher in the league right now. It's you can't. There's not enough bad things about that team, which is insane. There's more upside to that team than there is downside.
I hear you, and I would probably say that I agree. Divine is probably the best team in the league at the moment, but things can change because the Bombers only had 2 games less. I think they were only.
I didn't actually mean to play that one, but
Let's see, the Bombers, or 4 games. So the Bombers still had 19 wins. They're not a team that's going to go down easy. And the Gators with 112 run differential, that's also a crazy statistic. I know the Divine have 101, but just that amount of runs put up for both teams is crazy. But yeah, we will see. So you think Divine? I think it's going to be Divine making it all the way, and probably the Gators. I think that's going to be the Gators and Divine this year. But we will see.
We will indeed.
What's the
I
record
think that's the fun of the
between
playoffs.
Divine and the Gators this season? Let's find out.
Maybe even.
So Divine beat the Gators. I think it's only 1 game, right? Yeah, they beat them 10-9. So I mean, by 1 run, who knows what that is? But I think overall, Divine has beat the Gators. Their record is 3-0 against the Gators. The Divine. Yeah, Divine is 3-0 against Gators. That's all 3 seasons. So it's a possibility that Divine might win it all, but who knows? Because this is a different year. The Gators were always 500 the first 2 seasons, and now that they have everyone put in the right place, it looks like they are on the up. So, with that being said, thank you guys. Thank you everyone who watches, who interacts, who listens. Hopefully we can get more in this as soon as possible. I like doing it. It's just a time constraint. But, yeah. Any last words, Milk, before we head out of here?
I'm thinking about the same thing. It's fun having people that want to interact. We had a couple new managers show up this year. I'm excited for what the future holds for the league as a whole, and I think these playoffs are going to be great. There'll be a lot of questions in the offseason, I think. A lot of people have, especially about some previous discussion about possibly moving back to the old engine, so we'll see if there's any truth in that or what that'll shape out to be.
Yeah, and everything is a majority vote, you know, so it's not just me as the commissioner choosing what it is. It's a vote with everybody. Everybody gets to choose. So that's what I intended for the league to be. It's for everybody, not just for me. So yeah, we have a lot of things to go over this off season for sure. So once again, thank you, and that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the playoffs sometime next week.
See ya.
Toodaloo.
Leaving the bad balls out there. And wow, you can hear the ping off the bat. That looks like it's gone. Yes, off the wall. It's a grand slam again. This is incredible. 2 grand slams in one night. 450 footer for the tiny little thing.
.167 whip with 32 strikeouts, and Turner's gonna hit this one to center, and wow.
And Blake hammers this one deep to center field. Is it in the trees? It's in the trees. Home run, 3-run shot for Jimmy Blake, his first of the season, I believe. 492 feet, first home run of the season.
But at the same time, this is why you're here. You're supposed to be professional.
Yeah.
And that has got to be the dumbest play
Wow.
in the history of baseball.